here with alchemy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons. Nim's pre-gamed a little bit on us, so got a wee bit of a head start. So, anybody got anything fun to share, or apart from Babyface McGee down that way?
I do. Pick me.
Pez.
What, Mitchell?
I forgot.
All right, cool.
No.
Good story. Glad we're here. Glad we were a part of that.
I got Japanese snacks.
I love those things.
Look at these.
They're
Ah,
so
I
good.
love
Did you get the
those.
strawberry kind?
This
The
is
strawberry
chocolate.
kind.
I got mint chocolate Pocky though.
That's good.
It
Very
choice.
tastes like Thin Mints.
You should try to
You ever
find
had
that
the cookies and
little
cream one?
fish cake thing in the strawberry version. It's way better.
No, you're the only fucking person that likes strawberry eating. Go away.
I'm right.
Nobody
You're wrong. Any questions?
cares.
No, wait.
Angry.
No, wait. You really want to make the wrath of the DM come out of this. I'm gonna say one thing that's gonna make it happen. Hey, Ian, did you see what Kayla's drinking?
No, I didn't. What are you drinking, Kayla?
What you drinking?
You took them all!
What?
Our Kroger's been out since Wednesday.
I saw the top of it. I'm like, I know that drink.
This has been sitting in the fridge for like 3 weeks.
Oh, well, I'm a little jelly. Might help if I had my
Want the
dice
rest
tray
of
on, because
it?
I need to kill you guys tonight.
Do it.
You go.
won't.
Not
You go.
brick.
Not brick!
I'll
Take
take it.
it.
Oh,
On it.
Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
why did I write all those down? Oh, I remember why I wrote
I'm
those
super
down.
tired tonight. If I don't have something, I'm gonna fall just sleep.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try to keep you guys entertained or something.
Thanks.
So, speaking of, last we left off, you all very successfully tracked down a small halfling named Angel and got quite a bit of information out of him, and possibly quite a bit more than you were expecting. After someone slaughtered his best friend in the world, Zon. And
Get over it.
you all then proceeded to go back to the inn, take yourself a rest. You then woke up in the morning and started comparing your fluffiness to each other.
Forgot about that.
I did too.
Zon claims his is the fluffiest. No one else seems to fully argue that. Not very vocally, anyway. And then an awkward moment between Brick touching Zon's butt and the marshal walking in.
Yay.
Pez was then informed of potential work to the north in the same direction that you all were planning to head to find a certain longshot Lapis who had been seen in Trentonville. So, you all rushed a quick breakfast, gathered your things, gathered your mounts, loaded up onto a train, and this is where we pick up for tonight. So,
Huzzah!
starting off, you all know that this is going to be the longest part of the trek. It's going to be about 9.5 hours until you reach your destination. So, with that being said, is there anything that you all would like to do during this trip? Or at least for the first part of the journey that we narrate through. All right, rounding success of volunteers.
Oh, I'm looking
So-
something up. Calm down. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here. We had 2 rooms again, right?
Yes,
Yes,
I believe
yes,
you.
sir. We did. We did the same thing that we did last time.
Yes. Although you did
Oh.
discover that should Kasumi decide to go into fox form, that you could all successfully fit in one room, but you decided against it.
Hmm.
So, who's in the room with me?
No one, you stink.
Regardless of which
I'm all-
room you're in, you hear from 2 cars down very rowdy children.
I'm gonna lock the door.
Look, if I work it in narratively, then it's not awkward anymore.
lock the door because Daenerys being a butt.
I would never be a butt.
Well, it's too late. You've been declared a butt. I'm locking the door.
I'll go ahead and say that I will just be practicing my telekinesis and using it to have like tools float above me, and I'll just like pick them out of the air and do repairs on myself.
Okay, are you doing this in the hallway? Are you in one of the booths?
I'll say I'm in one of the booths, just like
Okay.
casually, like you'll see like a tool or two floating around me, just like sort of hovering. Every now and then I just pick one out of the air and start working on one of the guns or something.
You see a short, young, curly-haired ginger walk through and go, "Are you practicing magic?" Sorry, we were watching Harry Potter this last couple weeks, so... So, while Zahn is thinking
Look at me go,
about...
"Yes."
While Zahn is thinking about what he wants to do on the trip, I'll give you some descriptions of what you're seeing as you're traveling along. So, train takes a bit to pick up some steam, as is the normal, but you're trundling through, picking up speed, and you see out of the right side of the train just a sea of dunes. It's mountains, hills, just any size and any shape of dune that you can possibly imagine. It is just as far as the eye can see. Out to the left side of the train, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you can see the coast, sometimes you can't. If there's a bit of a rise or if there's some other sort of land formation in the way. But otherwise, it's just very brown, tan, and dusty. You'll continue on like this for quite a few hours. So, Zahn, have you decided anything that you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay.
I will type it.
You will type it.
Yes. I have the door locked. They don't know what's going on.
Secrets.
Wouldn't make any sense for me to not type it.
I am waiting patiently.
Would it be easier for you to just say it and then us take our headphones off?
No.
No.
So that the
That's far
audience
more
can at least
complicated.
hear it? Oh, okay.
Oh. There it is. Yep, clear as mud. Cool. Moving on.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So exhilarating, the descriptions.
yes. You're traveling further along, and eventually you start to see another set of tracks off to the right side of the train, off in the distance, getting closer and closer and closer. Eventually, the tracks meet. There's no other train, but you keep on going. And off to your right, some of you have seen this formation before. Some of you, this is brand new. You see a massive mesa off in the distance. It's impossible to miss because the landscape where there were dunes is now flat and level, and then there's just and a flat top.
Okay. That's what I thought it was.
It's
What was a mesa?
it's large enough that some of you, having not been in this area before, you don't really have a sense of scale of just how big this thing is. It could be a moderate size, or it could just be gigantic and really far off. It's kind of difficult to tell. As the train continues to trundle along, some of you hear a bit of a commotion down the track, or down the train away from you. And out of curiosity, you go and you take a peek, and there's some people standing out in the hallway looking out the window. If any of you decide to go and look along with them, you will see that there's a herd of some sort of dinosaur running away from what looks like a pack of Allosauruses and some sort of flying creature. The ones that are chasing get closer and closer. One of the flying dinosaurs dips down, and a little speck seems to jump off of it. It lands on one of the fleeing dinosaurs, and then it goes down. The little speck jumps free, and then everything else kind of converges on top of it, and then the dust swallows them whole. It's very clear that this is a hunting party, and Pez, you would be aware that this is more than likely part of the Dene tribe, the wandering tribes on this side of the continent. A little bit further along, you start to see some tents and teepees, likely where that particular hunting party came from, and then a little small dust cloud starts coming up to the train.
Scanlan. Way!
Some of the passengers seem to get a little bit restless. You all would remember the last time that this happened. Some bandits tried to hijack the train. But you soon come to see that it's a bunch of children riding on some juvenile mounts, and they are running alongside the train, just smiling and waving, and just seems to be having an overall good time.
We'll wave back.
And these are on the other side. These are on the other side that I'm on, right? That I can't see.
That's up to you if you want to stay in your booth and miss out on this. It's been a good couple of hours at this point. It's been 4 to 5 hours now.
Oh, okay, yeah, fuck that shit.
I would like to cast spiritual weapon and beat them.
Really?
I'm
No.
just kidding.
No, that's a bad Venera. Bad Venera.
Coming from
Purple
Zahn,
wave
that's pretty significant.
I was about to say, even I don't fight children. That's fucked up.
Kasumi just got her like face glued to the window just because she's very confused why there are so many small humans on even smaller dinosaurs in a group.
Well, make a perception check.
Okay. You did.
Are any of the children surprised about Brick? I'm very curious.
Can they even see you? It's gonna be a better question.
Make a perception check yourself.
What about Venera?
15.
It would seem that none of them are fully making eye contact with you. They seem to be just waving at the train as a whole.
I got a 13.
I open the window. Hi.
As
One
soon
of
as
them
you
has a
open
heart
the
attack and
window,
dies.
a bird hits you in the face. What did you roll, Kasumi?
A 13.
Okay, 13's enough.
What the
You
hell?
see that they're not all humans. There's some kobolds sprinkled in, what looks like some human-sized green-skinned creatures, very likely some half-orcs or even some orcs. One of them has a tail, but it's really small, and you can't quite make out if it's maybe a tiefling or a dragonborn. But it seems to be just kind of a conglomeration of races that are in this child posse.
Stubtail.
Oh, a stubtail. Okay. So the day drags on. You've had some meals. The woman with a little trolley comes down and gets you drinks, food, and all that.
Anything from the trolley, dear?
Anything from the trolley?
Chocolate frog, please.
I would like a
The
chocolate.
blood of the innocents.
Let's see. So, Zahn, Brick, and Kasumi. This would be the first time, as you look out the right side of the train, that you have ever seen the Misty Peaks. Kasumi, these mountains look very similar to the mountains near your home, where the elderly man who raised you had his little shack. But instead of it spanning a large area, it's just a little bit of a clump. Venera and Pez, you are very familiar with these. These are the Misty Peaks. Venera, at the very least, has seen them before. Pez, you would know, and you can share this with the group if you like, that... Let me go back to that and get you the proper description before I just kind of go winging it. So the Misty Peaks is the quasi-home of the Elwha tribe. The Elwhas live atop the massive mesa that you had seen earlier, and you know that the Misty Peaks is where they find their flying mounts and where they do a majority of their hunting and gathering. You've also heard it said that to attempt to traverse the Misty Peaks without an Elwha mount is to invite certain doom upon yourself, as it is very difficult to see where one is going in the heavy fog that seems to perpetually encircle the bottom of the mountains.
So is this a tribe that's similar to where she's from?
Where who's from?
Sumi?
Ask.
Yeah.
You can
Kasumi.
ask.
Is this place like your people?
The mountains?
People who live there?
No.
No.
No. Nothing like home.
Oh. Okay.
It's not common to see a bunch of younglings on
No,
The
no,
younger
the peaks
dinos.
over there.
the peaks?
Yes.
I guess in a way, but just smaller?
The dragons.
I mean, dragons for my home, yes.
Kind of.
What kind of dragons?
Yes.
Very big, elaborate, elongated dragons. I mean, especially if we're talking about Shenshe. She is the dragon.
I don't know who this is.
Good talk.
Care to elaborate for me?
Oh, Shenshe?
No, the other dragon we were talking about.
Well, Shenshe, she is the one who basically rules where I'm from. So she's the one who is in charge and decides who gets punished and who doesn't.
Uh-huh. What kind of a dragon is she? He. It.
Sorry, my child just poked his head in here. What? Okay.
In the middle of your conversation, a child comes in thinking that it's his cart, and Kasumi just, what? And he runs away.
Out of character. What
would
kind
this
of
be
dragon is she?
Is she out of character as well? Is she a cloud serpent?
Shenshe is more or less the equivalent of a Chinese dragon. She is bright golden scales, and her plumage is a very, very rich red. Where traditionally they would have front legs and rear legs, she only has the front two. She doesn't have any other
So
appendages.
normal dragons of that variety have both front and back legs.
Correct. She does not
Okay,
have the
cool.
rear legs. She only has the hands.
Okay.
It's escaping my mind right now what that particular type of dragon is called.
I don't think I have it written down
cloud.
either.
Oh, you're talking about like what, the one with only two hands or the Chinese dragons?
The one with the two hands. Like there's an actual name for it. I just can't remember off the top of my head what it is.
Cloud serpents. Same difference. So will you relay this all to me, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Oh, she waxes
um,
poetic. She even draws you a picture.
I want 7 of them.
I'll draw it
in
on
white.
the window.
No, in blue. I want 7 in blue.
7 dragons?
Yes.
I'm not sure where you could buy them. You
I'm
could
not gonna
buy
buy them. I'm gonna take them.
you could buy trinkets of Shenshe.
No,
Although
not
they're mostly
Shenshe,
only
but things
gold.
like her.
Things like her?
Yes, dragons like her.
Why do you need a dragon?
Why don't you need a dragon?
That's a good question.
Exactly. And imagine if I had 7, what I could do with 7. It's also a lucky number.
Well, you know, if I find what I need to find,
Uh-huh.
only then can I
Uh-huh.
take you back there to find more dragons.
I'm gonna run up front and stop the train and turn it around. Wait a minute. Are we on the way where we need to go first? No, wait.
You've only been traveling for about 6 hours at this point.
Father, you are very greedy.
Never a truer word has been spoken by the metal man.
Hey, Brick. Like
Yes,
father,
father.
like son, fucker.
How have I been greedy?
You have a gun in your arm?
Touche.
We have a few other things to accomplish before we can go back to there, so.
Well, gonna need 7 of them. One's a good start, though.
Do you?
Just like that.
Perfect.
I'll
Caleb-
add that to our to-do list.
Can you
What?
can you take a picture of that and post it, please? I want to add that to artwork.
Look at her little hands!
A little derpy picture
I
of
see the one
Shinsei.
pinky sticking up.
Shinsei is very proper.
So have you ever met your dragon Chikalika?
Oh yes, I've met her.
How big is she?
A woman her weight? How God?
Ask her
She's
weight.
not
Ask
small by any means.
her. Okay, on a scale of 1 to damn.
But damn.
She has many scales. What are you talking
Does
about?
Does Pez actually say this?
Not in that voice. But damn.
Just looks
Considering
over
that Pez is usually high pitched and nasally, and all of a sudden just, but damn.
Artie just looks at him like, the fuck?
Out of character, I'm trying to remember. So, does she only have the one form, or can she be multiple sizes?
You have heard through your time on this plane that she is able to change her shape, but you yourself, you have so far, you have heard her voice when she was punishing you, and when you saw her in your vision, she was about 3 levels higher than, oh damn, it's, I hope I don't die, and she eats everything in a half mile around me kind of scale.
Yeah, because I saw her in the vision where I was on top of a mountain, right?
Correct.
She was just like that serpent, like going around the clouds. Yeah. She's very large.
Uh-huh.
I think we could possibly be the size of one of her teeth.
Yeah, I was expecting bigger. I'm just kidding. That sounds awesome.
Awesome is not the word I would use to describe it. It's harsh and shit. But scary?
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I have another query.
Hmm?
Did seeing Shinsei leave you in awe?
Yes.
Then by definition, she is awesome.
See? I'm right. I work in mysterious ways.
I was not expecting that from you, Brick. That was very clever.
I have a very good vocabulary.
I doubt that highly.
Execute
shoot.
thesaurus.
Well, we'll have to meet her someday.
I'm sure we will. But hopefully not soon.
I'm not.
Reasons. Because Sumi's just going to stand up. I'm going to go for a walk. And she
Don't
starts
go into
walking.
the room that I was in. You'll regret it. Well, maybe you won't. I don't know.
He's been hotboxing.
No, like, if you walk out of the room, you'll notice that the door is agape and the room is covered in snow.
She just looks, shakes her head, and just keeps strolling.
Irene, enough.
Okay. Is there anything else you would all like to do before we continue this journey?
Irene, it's not
I'll be right back, though.
Okay.
Same.
I mean, while they're doing that, I guess I could paint the picture of me and Hamburger trying to, like, square dance. Like, I'm teaching Hamburger how to square dance.
So Feather's all splayed aside, and he's just kind of like chicken legging. But he's
Brick
also
will
got the
try
little
to
turkey
join
bob
in
and
and
everything
just-
too.
Brick will try to join in and just ends up shaking the car.
Brick.
Okay.
I drew a better picture.
You drew a better picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, continuing on with your journey, the sun starts to dip below the horizon on the left side of the train. It's getting fairly late in the day. You left early, but the train ride took a little bit longer than expected. But you eventually start to feel it slowing down. Ooh, pardon. As you arrive at your first stop, you hear the conductor call down the train. Stopping off in Alwar for the night. Slowly but surely, the train comes to a stop at the station. And as you all pile out of the train, you see that this town isn't quite like any that you have seen before. Alwarf is a town built almost entirely of docks. There are a distinct lack of buildings on the shore, but there are ships and small little boats scattered over the entirety of this little
What's it called again?
Owl Wharf.
Owl Wharf.
Yes, it's
Yes,
right
it's
here
wolf.
on the map. Right
Oh.
there. OWLWHRAF or WHARF. The And actually, for the sake of funsies,
Leave it alone.
that's not where I want to be. Doop. Skip it up and boot up and butt.
Stop it up, beep, beep, beep.
The crusty gray hair.
Cause I'm a scat man.
Oh, I see a Japanese style boat.
So you actually see ship styles from pretty much every region here as you step off and get your first proper view of Alwarf. There are ships from the Takatari fleet. Zon, you actually see one or two of your long ships docked up. Most of those ships stay further out, and their boarding dinghies essentially are what's used to come into the town. So, the sun is dipping over the horizon. You have arrived. What would you all like to do? The conductor has informed you all that the train will not be leaving until the morning as it needs to resupply.
What if the merchant's gonna get here?
What was the
That's
question?
right, we called the merchant, right?
I wonder if the
Wait.
merchant's gonna get here.
Possibly. I'm not sure. We can hope.
I have in my notes. Just call him the merchant.
I'm gonna go check on our mounts to see if they're happy and fed.
Oh my god, I will bath.
As Brick looks around, does he see the tower-looking structure to the bottom right of the map?
Make a perception check.
8.
You do not. It looks like another palm tree in the distance.
Okay. I was just curious what that was.
I mean, so what would you all like to do?
I mean, where are we staying for the night? Like, are we staying on the train, or is the conductor putting us up somewhere?
That's a good question, actually.
You would have to ask and find out.
Yet. I guess I'll go ask the conductor if we're staying on the train.
Okay. The conductor is busy directing some of his underlings about the resupply process, and he pauses for a moment to regard you and says, "Well, you can stay on the train if you wish. It's probably not the most comfortable stay in the world, but there's an inn out here on the docks that's nice enough, and there's decent food out here so long as you're good with seafood and all that. Plenty to see, plenty to do around here. You can stay on the train if and you want. Be ready to go bright and early in the morning. Probably head out here about 9 or 10.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sirree." And then he turns back around and starts directing, speaking about how much coal that they need to replenish and some of the other food supplies and water and all.
Chocolate rock.
Find some.
Where exactly is the inn? It's the one that's like underneath the word Owl Wharf, right?
It's probably safe to assume that that larger structure would be the inn. You guys are just bubbling with energy. I'm loving having to just pull teeth to get some interaction out of you guys.
I'll do it. No,
What are you
okay.
doing?
While the animals are all fed, I tried giving your herbivore some pocket bacon. She didn't like that all too well, so good thing I had some pocket lettuce. But yeah, we'll do us. How's about we go on to that inn and freshen up a little bit?
Why didn't you just feed them boba berries?
Do you have some?
Yes, we have some.
Oh. Well, why don't you come with me next time when I go tend to the animals? Cause you have one of them.
Pez on his back. I'll come with you next time. Don't worry, Pez.
All right.
Do they have any place to eat?
Well, I'm sure they have some up in that inn. I mean, you spoke to the conductor, didn't you? What do you say?
Oh yeah, he said there's an inn that's somewhat nice and also probably has food here in this town somewhere.
What
Or the
kind of
inn.
food?
You live here. I don't fucking know.
Well, I haven't
I'm
been
tempted to
there
go
in
see one of the
forever.
dinghies for one of my boats and see if they actually have food from home.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna walk
I
up
want-
towards. I'm gonna walk up towards one of the dinghies.
Okay.
I want food.
Okay, so do you all kind of scatter and go this way, that way? Do you stay as a group?
I'll go with Kasumi.
I will as well.
Food.
So Zahn, are you going with them or are you going on your own?
We'll go with Zahn.
I'm going to find one of the dinghies that looks like it's from one of the bigger ships. That's
Okay.
somewhat similar to what I'm used to.
Okay. So Zahn and Pez, you all head off onto the dock, and it's a weird sensation. Some of the planks that you walk on are very solid, like they seem to be planted straight into the ground underneath the water surface, and then some of them seem to sway slightly as you walk on them. None of them in the sense of that you're going to fall through and drown or anything, but if you're unfamiliar with being on the water, it can be a little bit unsettling when your whole world starts to kind of sway side to side a little bit. So Zahn gets laser focused on a set of ships that he sees off in the distance. Him and Pez head off that way, and the other two of you following Kasumi as she's walking along and then kind of pauses, lifts her head and sniffs around a bit, and then makes a left. So let's see, who are we going to go with first? We'll let fate decide. Okay, doing Kasumi first. So as you are all walking along the gangplanks and cobbled together bits of wood to make this sea city, or I guess it'd be more of a... My brain is just locking up on me, and I'm really having a great time. this cobbled together, sprawling dock system that they have. People are starting to hop off of their boats and light lanterns along the way so that people can see where they're going. And you see that Kasumi is leading you towards a small little stand off on the edge of the dock here, way over there. And there is a gentleman standing behind it that seems to be dressed in the same sort of robes that Kasumi is wearing, but far less pretty. They're kind of dirty, but it looks to be more food stains. So as you all approach, you see him lean down and go, "Ah, welcome, welcome. You want food? Food, yes? Got plenty."
Yes. Mm-hmm. What do you have?
Oh, we have sushi, we have noodles, we have broths. What would you like?
Did you say sushi?
Is this the noodle dad from Panda?
I wasn't intending him to be, but sure, let's go with that.
It sounds really similar.
You want dumplings?
Did you say sushi?
Well, yes, we are on the water. We have plenty of fish.
She just like starts eyeballing like what he has. I will take 3 rolls and surprise me.
Ooh, surprise. Okay. And you, little lady, you. What you want?
Yes. Noodles, please.
Noodles. Big man. What you want?
Nothing.
Oh.
And then he turns around and starts
Depressing.
I was like, tempted to be like hear from across the docks. Ha!
Brick, if you turn around hearing this, you see at that moment Zahn and Pez have arrived at one of the longboats, and Zahn is just gone like, "Ha!" And the people on the boat are like, "Ha!" So we'll get to them in a minute. So he seems a bit excited about your request to surprise you. So he starts making one thing, and then he stops and kind of shovels some of it off, and he starts putting more things together. At the same time, he has put some noodles into a broth, and he's letting all that simmer for Vanera. And eventually, he turns around, and there's a bowl of beef broth with noodles. It's got slices of egg in it and a couple bits of meat on the top of it, and he puts that in front of Vanera. And then for Kasumi, you get this wooden plate with multiple bits of sushi on it, with what looks to be different kinds of seafood. He goes, there, you like? Great. 10 silver.
Okay. She's gonna put a gold piece down.
Ooh. He picks it up and bites it, and it doesn't bend. He goes, for you, more sushi. Just a minute.
Oh, okay.
So as you're digging into this, there's 2 of them that seem very much like crab, and then there's 2 others that you're not familiar with the taste, but it is good.
She's like holding it up to her nose, like, what is this?
Do you ask that out loud, or are you just thinking it to yourself?
She was thinking it to herself. She's trying to be smart and like guess to see what it is, but she decides to just eat it anyways.
Okay, so
Slurp of my noodles.
Noodles.
so while you 2 are sitting there enjoying your food, Brick, is there anything that you're doing apart from looking on longingly?
Actually, yes. As they're eating their food, I'm just gonna be sitting there contemplating, and then I'll look at both of them and go, query, what was that large natural structure we passed?
You mean
What
the big-
large one?
The one on the plains?
The one next to the mountains, yes.
Oh. Damn, I would know that, right?
Yes.
That was a mesa. and flat.
Is this am I correct in assuming this is a natural thing, or is it man-made?
Natural.
Fascinating.
So the land is just flat, out of nowhere.
Yes, so.
Hmm.
Noodle Man,
Yeah. Yes.
is there a place of learning in this town?
Unless you're learning to be fishing. No. Then he turns back around and is continuing to make some more sushi for Kasumi.
Sushi.
Which he does eventually turn around and place before you 4 more rolls of the mystery meat that you're not sure what it is yet.
Yes.
She's gonna offer some sushi to Vanera, and she's even gonna be like, "Brick, do you want to try it?"
Why not? I take it and pop it in my mouth and start chewing. Do I actually taste anything this time?
Make an intelligence check.
Make an investigation check
Do I see
Right.
Atticus being a fat boy back there?
on the vine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My boy.
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
I have a feeling he doesn't taste anything.
Oh no.
Or you got a natural 20.
Yep. It's either a natural 20 to taste some fucking sushi or it's a goddamn 1.
Kidding me?
What?
is it?
What is it?
It's a natural 20
Oh my god.
To taste sushi.
So, Brick, after your enlightening conversation with your creator, and how the way he had said it was, you have limitless potential. You thought about that quite a bit the night of finding and tracking down Angel, and then the whole train ride up. And without even seeming to realize it, you had modified yourself. You have this whole new world of sensation in your mouth, and you don't know what the fuck to do with it. It's not repulsive. You don't immediately get the urge to spit it out, but you also don't really want to get rid of what's causing the sensation. You're not familiar with chewing and swallowing for the sake of sustaining yourself. Now you're chewing because this is really interesting. I've never experienced this. This is fucking awesome.
We have to introduce him to bubblegum. It'll blow his fucking mind.
Give him a milk
What's this? You never stop eating it ever.
Rick just slowly reaches over and grabs another one and pops it in his mouth.
Careful.
I will let you decide whether or not you decide that this tastes good to you or not. Because me personally, I fucking hate seafood, so I'm not weighing in on this.
Let's find out.
What did you
1
say,
to 9,
Vanera?
it doesn't taste good. 10 to 20, it does.
11.
It tastes good.
Okay, you have decided that sushi tastes good.
She sees you take another one and just watches you, and she's like, "You got another one?
Let's go.
You can taste it?"
No.
She's gonna like shove the tray in your face. Eat it!
Like, it all just disappears in like a nanosecond. Just...
All I can think of is the fucking Skeletor. So He-Man, eat it!
She's no longer hungry. She's fascinated watching you eat for the first time.
There's just like, he can't... And the way... I'm just imagining the way Ian described it. He doesn't know to swallow, but all he knows to do is chew, so there's just bits and pieces falling out because he can't keep it all in his mouth.
Yeah, Brick doesn't exactly have cheeks, so he's got... Imagine like a dog trying to eat something, but they can't keep it in their mouth, so it's just sort of... He's chewing it, but there's no real keeping it in.
It's like he's horrifying anybody that sees
Because it was just like,
You need a bowl of noodles now.
Even the
Yes.
the shop owner is looking at this interaction and goes,
He
You
just looks
paid
at the
for
shop
it.
owner. "Grr."
you paid for it. You do what you want. Veneer, are you, or Brick, are you accepting the invitation of getting noodles?
Absolutely. Let's see if I like it.
Well,
That's a no.
Oh no!
well, Veneer, were you offering some of your noodles, or was he getting his own?
He's not getting any of my nudes.
Wow.
So Brick, so eager to try something new, throws down the money. We'll say 4 silver for a bowl of noodles.
Rick just throws on a gold. He doesn't know any better.
You do whatever you want with it, and then you try it. You just sort of open your mouth and just let it fall out. Then you just slide it over towards Venera.
You didn't like it? But you like, oh, you're weird. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Kasumi,
what?
he can taste alcohol now.
Oh, you guys are so fucked.
You see the food cart guy just slowly pulls up a bottle and sets it on the counter. Goes,
Saki.
How much for the bottle?
oh, the whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing.
Never thought I'd make it this far.
She puts down 2 gold.
Yeah, you guys pay a lot of money for alcohol.
It's for the experimentation.
He's put out 6.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Rick just-
Right.
Wait, time out. I got excited. You want it hot or not?
What's the difference?
Half hot, half cold.
He takes 3 of them back and starts to warm them up.
Rick
He's
takes one
having the
of the
time
cold
of his
bottles-
life. You guys have made his month.
Brick takes one of the cold bottles and just flicks the top off.
Now, the biggest determining factor, does he like it?
Let's
Please
find
don't-
out.
Please don't like it. Please don't like it.
He likes it.
Oh, no!
Natural 20.
You got another 20?
Brick is now an alcoholic.
Well,
But here's the thing. He can't get drunk still. Wait, can he get drunk now?
no, you taste it and you're like, holy fuck, this is better than sushi. But it doesn't do anything to you.
It's still the Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl,
Just-
where it just runs down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I figure this out, I'm gonna win so many drinking contests with other people.
Gonna have to go in and install like a bladder to hold it all.
Oh,
fucking Bumblebee, just flick off your crush plate.
Zon sitting there goes, Brick, top me off. Ew, it's warm and frothy. Okay, sorry. A little bit of a tangent there.
Hair is fun.
So, you now have 2 bottles of cold and 3 hot nearly on the way. Nim seems to have buggered off, so I kind of want to stall for a bit for him to come back. Oh, never mind, he's there. Okay, so as you 3 are now toasting and celebrating the fact that Brick can now taste things, we're going to shift our way over to Zon and Pez. Ooh. So Pez, you and Hamburger are following after Zon, who seems to be beelining towards a very particular ship. And when he gets there, Zon kind of hops once and goes, "Ha ha!" And then the people on the boat kind of startle for a bit, look at his attire and go, "Ha ha!" And they quickly disembark and they start reaching out for Zon's hand to shake.
I'm gonna take their hands and I'm gonna shake them all. Heil!
Ah, hail, friend! Not often we see more like us around here.
Oh my god, you have no idea. Everyone here is so weird.
I know they're very odd, but if you play your cards right, you can get lots of gold out of them without the effort.
I know, but the problem is they have morals, which are these things where you can't do things that you don't want to do, or that you want to do. And it's awful. They got mad at me when I burned down a building. It was awful.
You see the two that are sitting behind him are just like, ah, ah.
People are so fucking weird. So happy to see people who actually have good, actual brains in their heads.
You see the top one go, knocks on his forehead.
Okay, so I have to ask. You probably don't know, but do any of you know Carcerocon?
They all kind of look at each other, and one in the back goes, sounds familiar, but can't say I've met him.
Ah, okay. Well, that out of the way. Long shot, knew it was a long shot. Okay, please, God. I need food from home. Please tell me you guys have food from home. I need food from home now.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, we do, but it's not for us to give away. I'm not the captain. Just here to get some resupplies, and we're gonna be moving on, shoving off in the morning.
Okay. Can I buy some of it?
You see who seems to be the leader of the group kind of glance at his crewmates, and then he looks out over when he looks out over the water. You see far past any of the other ships is a massive longboat, and he's just kind of like, I really don't want to have to row back there twice.
It's okay. I mean, the fact that I met people from my own country is even better than food. I'll suffer.
There's quite plenty that's close to what we have, though.
Oh, that's good then. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you're just looking for a big hunk of meat, you can find it very easily.
That's true. Yeah. Well, it's nice to see people from my homeland. And if you bump into the guy whose name I said, tell him Zahn says hi.
He reaches out and claps a hand on your shoulder. Be well, brother. And then
I
they
will.
turn around and get on back to their business.
Well, Pez, no food from my hometown. So, guess we gotta go meet up with everyone else.
Oh, phone call, it seems. Okay, so it doesn't take you two very long to find your compatriots. They're being quite loud at the end of one of the docks, and they seem to have gathered a small gathering of people, mostly others who are curious at what the big hubbub is all about. It's mostly the fact that there are 6 bottles of sake in front of them, and they just keep pushing things in front of the big metal man.
What are you guys doing?
Don't worry about it.
I just turn around, look at Zahn, and go, "Argon taste."
One more time.
Yeah, I can taste
Mm-hmm.
Taste what?
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Because that's not terrifying.
I'm gonna reach back and pluck out one of my hairs from my tail and hold it out. How do I taste?
You
Do
not.
it. I'm your father. Do it, or you're grounded.
This
Really
is
not.
child abuse.
There's so much wrong with what's happening right now.
I'll make him taste you too. Don't make me come over there.
She just grabs a bottle of sake, tips it back, and walks away.
Yeah, shrug. So what have you tasted so far?
Mostly fish and sake.
Oh,
And noodles. Noodles were not good.
really? Didn't like noodles, huh?
Mm-mm.
You can't be picky in the wild. You gotta eat what you can and what you get your hands on.
Kasumi, as you start to walk away, the crowd parts around from you. You just seem to have that air of like, I'm too pretty, don't touch me. So they kind of scatter a little bit. But as you're walking away with your own personal bottle of sake, you see a very old gray-furred tabaxi. Her features make her look almost wolfish, and she is sort of stumping towards you. She's very beefy built, just like years and years and years of heavy manual labor. Her face is scarred, and you can see some of them dipping below her clothing. She has a similar style of clothing to you, but it's a lot more slimmed down. There's no arms. They're more breeches rather than a robe. And she stumps up to you at first and glances at the gathering, and she kind of squints and says, "Did you know what's going on over there?"
Oh, you mean the metal man over there?
Causing a bit of a ruckus, just making sure things are going well.
Um, hmm. Well, you see, my metal friend back there just realized that he can taste food.
You see her
Kind.
mouth open, close, look over, open and close 2 more times, then look at you. So no brawling then.
No, no. See, we had to treat him with, the best type of food like sushi, and then we wanted to test alcohol. That
Is
was
it working?
No.
Not for him, for you.
Yes.
She kind of gives you a bit of a wink. It's like, very good. So long as there's no roughhousing, you got nothing to worry about from me. And she
Before she turns away, Kasumi leans over and puts her hand on her shoulder. It's fine. I've got it taken care of.
She
I wanna roll the
pauses
punch
as you
break.
place your hand on her shoulder, and she looks at you again, and then her eyes drift up and then back down and kind of leans around to the side, and then her eyes go wide and goes, "You're her."
I'm who?
We have a problem.
Indeed, small child.
Oh, the timing.
Come on.
I will be
Good
right
morning.
back.
We have a problem. Well, I mean, we've been going for an hour. Do we want to take a quick little break? There's a cat in my
Uncle
backyard.
Up to you guys.
I mean, we're kind of talking to her, so tell you what, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break, bathroom break, grab some snacks and all. We'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, we are back. Quick little delay, but everything's fine. So, before we took that very quick little interlude, the tabaxi had gone wide-eyed, and you now see through the glittering lights that her eyes are of a very, very vibrant green. And she's looking at you, and she says, "You are her. You are the kitsune, the thief."
Excuse me. Why do you think I'm her?
She kind of glances
then
around, and she switches from common to your native tongue. And she says, the ears and the tail, they're tails. I can't think of anyone else quite like you who would be you.
Well, dear, I might be who you think I am, but I'm nothing like who you presume I am.
She kind of looks at you a bit confused, and I don't know what you mean. My wife loves you. You are her favorite fairy tale from growing up.
Fairy tale.
Well, real deal?
Well, that does age me a bit, doesn't it? As long as you keep this between us. And she like leans in. I am her. But I'm trying to find something very important. So you can't tell anyone I've been here.
You kind of see her fidget in place, and she kind of claps her hands a bit and goes, "Can I go get my wife?"
As long as she won't make a scene.
She thinks about it, and then she'll make a scene. Could we invite you private?
I would have to check with my colleagues.
Well, if you decide, and she kind of points over to the larger building you had seen that's on actual dry land, we'll be over there. And then she kind of starts walking like she was before, kind of beefy and like in charge, but you see a bit more of a excitedness and pep in her step.
She just kind of admires kind of the little like childhood joyness that's coming from her, and she turns around and walks back to the group.
Are you okay?
Apparently we've been invited to dine with some of the locals.
Ooh, we can make him try more food.
More food.
A tabaxi and her wife invited us over for dinner. So I wanted to
what-
consult with you guys first.
Free
More food.
food.
Plus, I'll feel more comfortable going in our group, just in case.
Sounds good.
Well, it's cats either, but yeah, free food. And, entertainment, because, food.
All right. And she's gonna walk over and grab a few of the extra bottles of sake and just like shove them in her arm. Like, thank you for the delicious sushi.
You're
Noodles.
leaving so soon?
We've been invited to go other places, and we're just here for the night. But I have my new favorite sushi place off the side of the train station.
Spread the word!
Bye, sushi man.
Bye.
Let me see where I... Nope. Oh, there it is. The name's Akio!
Oh, what's his name?
Akio. A-K-I-O.
He's the new villain.
He's the new big bad.
No.
Little did you know that this was sort of evil.
How do you spell it?
A-K-I-O. Furious scribbling for an NPC that they're never going to interact with again, ever.
You don't know that.
It's important.
I just have him written down as Akio, sushi man.
I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna lie,
write noodle and sushi man.
all I can see is Veneer and Kasumi just like have this map, and on the map there's just a big fucking star that's bigger than the town that's the sushi man Akiro.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. Mind your
Gotta
business.
remember the small spots.
Does that make us hipsters?
No,
Kind of are.
kinda.
I was born yesterday.
No, that makes you naive.
What else is a hipster?
They've had their. Alrighty, to food.
Okay, so Kasumi had been given directions, so she leads you all back around the docks, and you have to get to land. Well, technically, you could try to hitch a ride on a boat if you wanted to, or you could walk.
Legs.
I'll do
is fine.
walking.
I'm more comfortable walking.
Okay. It takes you a little bit of time because you have to backtrack a bit and then walk all the way around. But eventually you get to this one singular massive structure. And I lost...
And dumb question while
Lost
you're
my
looking.
notes.
This is we are talking about the big, large building in the top left, right under Owl.
Correct.
Okay.
Right, okay. So you all arrive there, and jutting out for it is a series of smaller docks where a bunch of the smaller boats are tied up. Most of these look a little bit run down, maybe has some boards missing, or there's chunks taken out of it. It's fairly safe to assume that this is sort of a repair area for these smaller little dinghies for the inhabitants to get around on. So you walk up to the door and you give it a quick series of knocks, and the same Greyford Tabaxi opens the door, and she just grins wolfishly and kind of motions for you to come in.
Okay. Very, casually stroll in with my sake in hand.
3 bottles of sake in hand. Because I think you're still carrying them.
In this arm with my sake. I totally don't look like an alcoholic.
Don't worry about it.
Brick at this point has already leaked everything onto the shore, so he's no longer dripping anywhere.
Good.
So, as you all step inside, you hear a small bit of glass breaking. And you look over, and there's another tabaxi. This one is about a foot taller than the other. She has striped yellow fur, brown eyes, and while she's not as beefy as her counterpart, she is still very heavily muscled. She has a piercing on her right eyebrow, and they still seem to be around the same age, but she is just slack-jawed and staring at Kasumi.
EM question.
Mm-hmm.
Are these based off of Brooklyn and Bryed?
No, that is total coincidence. Holy fuck.
Okay.
They're girlfriends.
No, that
Okay.
is
Like-
100% coincidence. Like, scary coincidence.
Yeah.
Subliminal messaging.
No, that was not intentional whatsoever. But that's great. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, I planned it the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. But Mitchell has to do the voices for them. Mother.
So you see the Greyford Tabaxi is kind of gesturing at Kasumi. It's like, I told you she was here. She was actually here. And the other one is still just sort of gaping and hasn't moved from where she dropped her own little ceramic glass onto the floor.
So who is she to you? I gesture to Kasumi, then look at them.
You're asking Kasumi, or you're
No,
asking?
I'm asking the two tabacs.
Oh,
I gesture to Kasumi,
oh.
and then was asking, what is Kasumi to them?
As the yellow one seems to be gathering her wits, the gray one speaks up first and goes, old friend from the homeland. And then she starts to speak in a language that you don't understand, but Kasumi, you do. And she is warning the other one to not reveal who you actually are.
I want to see if she's full of shit.
Make an insight check.
Yay, I finally get to use this ability that I have an exceptionally high score in. Alright. Let's see what this +8 is going to get me. Oh, look. An 18.
Oh yeah, she's full of shit.
Oh, I knew she was full of shit.
Smell it.
Oh, I'm going to look shifty-eyed at them. I don't trust her.
So the gray-furred tabaxi walks over to the yellow one, and she stands there, puts her arm around her waist, and she gestures to herself first and says, "I am Wharfmaster Sakari Reyes. This is my wife, Wharfmaster Rosa Reyes." And she sort of finally, like, claps her mouth shut and gives a very low bow to you and says, "Please, welcome to our home. You are most welcome for your stay."
What are their names?
The gray one is Sakari, Sakari,
How do you spell the last name?
Reyes.
Reyes.
Yes. And the yellow one is Rosa, Rosa. And those with sharp ears would hear that she introduced them both as Wharfmaster.
Ed. Oh no.
So then Sakari speaks up again and goes, "It is very much a pleasure to meet all of you. You are welcome in our home. I would have offered drinks, but it would seem that you have brought your own." And she looked questioningly at it, but then she looked at the metal man and it seems like a little bing of understanding goes off.
Good stuff.
Kasumi grabs one of the bottles in her arms and sets it down. Would you like some sake?
We can share.
Would love to. She kind of looks at Rosa, who finally had still sort of standing stiff and kind of perked up and goes off and starts finding a bunch of little sake cups for everyone. So one gets placed in front of everyone and the alcohol starts getting passed around. Kasumi just completely forgoes the cup and just kind of goes straight from the bottle. I don't know. Would you go from the bottle or would you go from the cup?
If a cup was presented, she would use it, but she
Okay.
would keep her bottle right next to it.
Okay.
She just kind of sits there and like
Yes.
she kind of sits there and she like curls her tails like on her lap and she's just like sitting there like just primping her lap so she looks nice and poised. And
This is a very traditional table from your homeland. It's low to the ground and you have cushions.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no chairs.
Gotcha. So she's sitting on her heels and she does the same thing. She just kind of like wipes off her lap and just kind of spreads out her kimono a little. And she just takes a couple seconds to look around, and it's a beautiful house you guys have.
This is the closest you would have felt to being home with the decoration and the style of the structure. Well, we thank you very much. We built it out of the ship we came in on.
Ah, but what brings you to a small town like this?
Well, purely by accident. She kind of looks over, or Sakari looks over at her wife and she nods. The captain, rest his soul, fell asleep and crashed it here. Right
Damn.
here.
Is this building that ship?
Yes.
Ah,
Interesting.
pretty cool.
I'm going to have to watch this recording back to see what these two chuckle nuts are doing.
Don't worry about it.
DM, just for heads up, I did send you a message that actually does matter.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Also, I have a question.
You worded that in a really weird way.
Mhm.
You have a question? What's your question?
Is there anything in this house that Brick does not recognize?
That you don't recognize?
Yeah, is there anything in this house that's like, I don't know what that is?
Oh, you're inquisitively looking around to see what stuff is.
Yes, I'm being a toddler right
Be
now.
right back.
Hey, same. Make a perception check. So long as you don't fuck it up.
That's a 17.
You see a lot of things you don't recognize, but your roll was high enough that you would know that most of it is ornamental.
Wow.
There's no real purpose to it. You do see a few doors that aren't like doors that you have seen so far, where you grab it and it opens on a hinge.
It's like the sliding doors made of paper and stuff.
Essentially.
Okay, Brick is going to get very distracted sliding them back and forth.
Brick. Leave their doors alone.
Oh.
Brick.
Let him
Yes.
have fun. He's just figuring out how doors, if that's what that is, works.
Brick.
See Rosa kind of look over. It's like, that is the door to our bed chambers. If you
Brick,
might-
leave it alone.
Sorry.
And then Sakari pipes up and, Sol, what brings all of you here? And she kind of glancing at you, Kasumi, but seems to be trying to be polite to the rest of you. Just stopping by with the train, it seems.
Yep, on our way to go kill somebody or capture them alive. I can't remember which.
Where is that again?
Pez!
Alive, preferably.
Oh, okay, alive. We're not going to kill them. They're going to be alive.
We're on the subject. How far away are we from that? I say this in character.
Train
Not too
ride
far.
away, I believe.
Yeah,
Right?
about a train ride, yeah.
Pick on the back. I don't know either, buddy. Don't worry.
So Sakari kind of looks at you all and goes, bounty hunters then?
Well, I guess in this aspect
say
we
that.
are.
We have a couple things to attend to.
The tabaxi gets right in your face.
I have a small child.
Your story.
Show me your wares.
Intimidation check.
She's just innocent of this crime.
It's done nothing. Well, if this is Rosa speaking up, if you wish to stay here instead of on the train or pay for an inn, we can make space.
It's very kind of you.
That is very generous.
Are you sure you'll be okay with that? There are a lot of us.
They both kind of look at each other and they nod, and we have plenty of rooms.
You could just stuff me in a closet.
You're not going to sleep in a closet, Brick.
We would do no such thing.
Technically, Sorry, hold on. Technically, I don't sleep.
You even know what air quotes are.
I saw someone using them while I was getting, well, not drunk, but enjoying alcohol.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be so great. Brick, we are going to win so many drinking contests with you.
Right. When
If you drink more, they lose. Still win. But regardless,
I'm surprised that you're using them correct, Brick.
Right. Correct.
yeah, he's still got a little bit to learn, apparently.
Yeah, a little bit.
They are both
Well,
just
Good job.
watching
Good
this back
job.
and forth with sort of barely contained amusement. They're trying to be polite hosts and not laugh at the stupidity that's happening, but it's getting difficult.
Hello, I am Brick. I am. How many days old am I now?
8.
I am 8 days old.
Don't you also have the keen mind feat?
Nope. I changed my mind.
Oh,
He changed his keen mind.
Damn it, you beat me to it, you motherfucker.
He uninstalled keen.exe.
to make space for other downloaded.
For dumbass.exe.
Who now has telepathy? Ah.
Reminds me
JavaScript.
of
Oh,
Nero.
Guess
Who's
introduction.
downloading it?
Oops, sorry.
Goodbye.
I guess introductions are in order. Well, he's Brick, as he said. I'm Zon. I'm not from here.
Father.
We know Roka sings when we see them.
Well, flattering.
Well, we know who
And-
Kasumi is. You other two?
I'm Vanera.
Lovely.
I'm Paz.
Did you forget your name?
He had to check his notes.
Had to check his key mind feet.
As you all get done introducing yourselves, Rosa speaks up again and says, "Is there anything we can do to help you while you stay the night?"
Do you, by chance, know any information about Lapis Longshot?
They both glance at each other, and Sakari is the one that speaks up this time. Only the rumors.
Yeah, we've heard the rumors.
You see Rosa shifting a little bit unsteadily, and Sakari kind of lays a hand on her thigh and to try to calm her down. We heard she was further up north in our area, but we have very little to take.
They won't take anything. Well, don't.
I actually do have a question. Are either of you familiar with a woman by the name of Shirahama?
They both stare at you, and then they both slowly nod their head. We have heard of her, yes.
Have you seen her?
Once, long time ago.
Hmm.
Not up here.
Okay.
Again, there's nothing much to take from here. We are but a midway port stop. We get traffic from the oasis, and now and again a dwarven ship from Bearbledore. But
Terrible door?
Bearbledore.
Guess what?
Google door.
Dumbledore?
But there's, unless they were to attack a ship and bring down the wrath of everything else patrolling the waters, it's not a smart idea.
Oh, I know. I got some of my people out there. It's awesome. Don't fuck with them. They'll kill you.
There's a bit of an untold truce here. Once you leave, there is no protection.
Vanera and I have been searching for this Shirahama.
Mm-hmm.
Hopeful to find her. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm out this way.
She is a nasty woman.
From what I've heard.
Clever. Pretty. At this, Rosa kind of smacks Sakari and goes, "What? She is."
But hello.
Well, do not wish to keep you up overly late. So, I will go prepare your rooms. Rosa, if you could, and she kind of gestures at the table, and she kind of tops everyone's drink off and stands up to go and assist. And as she's about to round the corner, she turns around and speaks to you, Kasumi, in your native tongue, and she says, "You can share our room if you want." And then Sakari just grabs her and pulls her around the corner. And then there's more chattering in Takatari, but it's very, very clipped and quiet at this point.
Kasumi's eyes just like she's like going for a drink, and her eyes just go.
Are you okay, Kasumi?
Oh.
Are you sure? You took a very awfully large drink of your alcohol after they said something.
Everything is fine.
Sure.
Sorry, I had to mess with the computer setting. I just missed something. What'd I miss?
Out of character.
Rosa invited. Oh well, no, actually, you wouldn't technically know. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
No, they just said something in their native tongue.
They said
Yes.
something in their native tongue to me, and Kasumi acted very shocked and a little flustered and embarrassed.
Ah.
So they have disappeared for the time being. Seem to be preparing rooms for you all. Is there anything you want to do while they are gone?
So, real fast. So this, is this like a singular room area, or is this kind of like resembling an inn?
It's literally, if you can imagine a ship flipped
Okay.
upside down, that's what you're in.
Oh.
Interesting.
It's
Like, do
very
they have-
difficult to see that at first because outside it's all covered in straw and it looks very much like a house. But Zahn, especially you, who's been on ships a lot, you see similar support structures in places that you would expect them to be on a ship, and it kind of clicks that they're not joking. This is actually just a ship that was crashed here.
Begs the question how it got upside down.
Well,
Who said that?
Well, crashed, yes, but upside down's a whole different situation.
Maximum effort.
Some effort.
that's actually pretty.
So the
fucking
central
good.
room that we're in right now, is it pretty much just like a kitchen table, like couches, chairs, or whatever?
It seems to be. It's a fairly large room, but it does seem to be the kind of living room kitchen combo where there's no real division apart from counter spaces and tables and all. So, if there's nothing else you all would like to do, eventually Sakari and Rosa come back out and they show you to your respective rooms. You each have your own individual room, and Rosa seems very reluctant to show Kasumi hers. But once you're all shown where you can bed down for the night, they both walk off to their own room, slide the door shut, and eventually their light will turn off. So the night is technically yours. What would you all like to do? Would you like to take a long rest?
If no one else is doing anything, Kasumi's gonna wait a couple minutes, and she's just gonna sit there, like with her arms crossed on the end of the bed. She's just like, and she's going to transform into her fox form, peek her little nose out in the hallway, and then she's gonna make her way down and like peek her head inside the room.
Are you doing this sneakily?
Yes.
Make a stealth check.
Okay. I'm trying not to draw attention to it. My colleagues.
About to say, I don't trust these guys, so I'm not going to bed just yet. No offense.
Also, Brick, not knowing what privacy is, has his door wide open.
I will say
Okay.
that each of your rooms has a sliding door similar to the door from where you entered it, but it is straight off onto the dock area. So you can see all the twinkling lights. You can see the lights on the boats as they go back and forth. It's a
Can we like hear the
very
town
calm
from these
night.
rooms?
Hmm?
Can we like hear? Can we hear like? So these are like. I'm trying to think. So the doors are all made of like this paper stuff, or like the windows like open styled, kind of like. Like
The outside, it's not made of the paper. It is made more of like a frosted type of glass, just because it has to withstand ocean elements. So, if you choose to open it, then you can see out onto the little Gulf port thing. My brain is still having an aneurysm trying to remember what the fuck it's called. Um, but everything is far enough away, and it's late enough in the evening that the noise has died down. You do hear the occasional call out as a ship is paddling out to where it needs to be, but it's a pretty warm night. And what'd you roll, Kasumi?
An 18.
You are sneaky as fuck.
Like
You,
better.
you pad out. You keep your claws retracted, and you kind of tippy pad out of your
Tippy-
room.
Tippy bad.
And you use your nose to push their door open a bit, and you see there are two shapes. Believe it or not, Sakari is the little spoon, and they're both kind of cuddled up together under their blankets, and they're in their own room, lights off.
So she's gonna like sneak up to the bed, like on the opposite side. So there's like cuddling and spooning, correct?
Mhm.
So she's gonna go to the opposite side, like where they're facing. She's gonna hop up on the bed and just like sit there for a second to see if they notice her.
Creeper?
I'm gonna open my door and go see Brick.
Well, we'll get to you in a second. With that particular stealth roll, they are fast asleep.
Oh.
They do not notice that you were there.
She's just gonna curl up in a little ball, not like up against them, but just curl up right there.
So on their bed mat, but not like right up against them.
Yup.
Okay. And that's where you sleep for the night?
Yup.
Okay. Zon, what were you... You wanted to go and bother Brick?
Yeah.
Okay. You open your door, you find Brick's room, and... What do you do?
What? Well, no. What's Brick doing in his room?
You actually walk in, and since I have 2 hours to spare before I actually have to rest, you see him messing with a contraption he's trying to construct in his arm, and you see a little light on his palm just kind of flash, and then like not quite work. He's still working on it.
Hmm. How you doing there, Brick?
Progress is slow. How can I help
Progress.
you, Father?
What are you trying to progress on?
New idea. Not sure if it'll work.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think about our hosts?
It is always jarring to meet new life forms.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cats either, but yeah, they seem kind of nice.
Racist!
Did you understand what they were saying?
No, but
I'm worried Kasumi is coming down with a biological sickness. Her face turned very red.
Rick, do we need to have a talk about what that is? I'm gonna sit next to Brick.
I don't want this conversation from any of you.
It's a good thing you're not in the room.
I would like do something before we go to bed.
I will touch base with you once we get through this awkwardness that's about to happen.
I don't want this.
It's a crying fucking shame.
So, Brick, do you know what the word attraction means?
No.
So,
Well, from what standpoint? From
so
a physical or chemical science, attraction is what two objects do when they are pulled toward each other by gravity.
So subtract gravity from the equation and put people in the equation. How did my dad describe it?
Two objects are attracted to each other because of people?
Yeah. So when one person really likes another person, sometimes things can get physical.
Spicy.
And
I do not see how
Well-
gravitational pull would lead to a fight.
Oh my god!
so no, Brick. Oh god. I'm really not the best at this, so let me just try to, I guess I'll simplify it even by my standards. So, when one person loves another person, it means that they kind of have an attraction to each other that's unexplained but understood. They want to spend their life together, and usually when you spend your life together, you have tiny versions of yourself.
God, I hope you never become a father.
I'm also doing this extremely ignorantly being a character. Fuck you.
Okay.
Doing this on purpose.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I'm really not good at this. My dad didn't do a good
So
job.
if our group stays together, tiny versions of all of us will soon appear?
That's not necessarily out of the equation, but probably not.
It's Pez. Pez is gonna lay eggs.
That one. No, so that's a group
gonna-
thing. Usually this is more of a one-on-one person kind of thing. And it's more than just being somebody's acquaintance or friend.
We are,
And
we are
not
not more than friends?
we are, but this is even more so than that. So
I'm so
Brick,
confused.
so Brick, I think this is the best way to explain this one. Remember when I pulled out a piece of my tail earlier and told you to eat it,
Yes.
and you refused?
Yes.
Imagine there's a person that wouldn't refuse.
I believe
I-
that person requires what is called psychiatric help.
To be honest with you, you're probably not wrong about that when it comes to relationships, but that's beside the point. Let's just put it this way. The two cats are probably attracted to the fox in a way that is very physical.
I thought you said this was not a group thing.
I said usually. That doesn't mean they have a love for each other, but they might have a physical attraction that makes one more prone to being physical in a way that is not violent.
I am both confused and bored by this conversation as he goes back to working on his arm.
Thank God.
I'm so glad I don't have kids. Well, Brick, I'm gonna leave you to tinker with your... Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Tinker with and stuff.
Just be
Leave him
careful
alone.
while you're cleaning it. It might go off.
I'm gonna go sit in the kitchen very quietly and just kind of snooze on a chair.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Oh my god.
All right. Well,
Fuck you.
Vanera. Subject
like-
change.
I'd like to cast detect evil and good.
Surprisingly, nothing.
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 Okay. She goes to sleep. Best hair in the world. Lolly, lolly, la.
Okay. If that's all that you would like to do for the evening, we will fast forward to the morning. Congratulations, you have a long rest under your belt.
Yay.
I
don't know if I needed one, but
I
yay.
was about to say, do I actually? Well, I might as well just click the thingy. Can never
Yeah,
hurt.
just in case. Never
Yeah,
know.
because I do forget things.
So,
Done. Okay.
the morning birds are some of the first noises you hear before distant shouting. None of it urgent, but the call and response of sailing teams as they prepare to cast off, some are coming in, and there's a general babble of movement as the various smaller boats that you had seen are rousing once more and coming out, tying themselves to each other, and are preparing to sell their wares. Kasumi, where you had fallen asleep the night before isn't where you woke up. You find yourself now in between the two of them, still outside of the covers, but just somewhere throughout the night as people shifted, you were starting to get shoved out of the bed, so you groggily got up, climbed over, and just right in the middle of them.
Still in fox form?
Still in fox form.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the dog that got tired of being shoved off the bed, so you wormed in between the other two. So you all wake up. What would you like to do?
That's right. I'm still in the kitchen. It'll be rude to make people breakfast in somebody else's house.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just sit at the kitchen counter, very attentively, arms crossed on the table.
Okay, well, if no one else is going to speak up, Kasumi, you feel stirring from the two around you, as they seem to almost wake up at the same time. You see Sakari rolls over, stretches, and stumbles out of the bed, and seems to just shuffle about her normal routine, getting dressed and all. And you feel a hand come and rest against you. And then the hand kind of tenses a bit, and you look back, and Rosa is now staring at you, confused.
I do a head tilt.
It takes her a minute, and she blinks quite a few times, and then gives herself a little pinch, and she goes, "Good morning. Good morning." She's kind of petting your head a little bit.
So she just does she raises her paw, an acknowledgement.
No.
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 So once she is acknowledged, she kind of just scoots over to the end of the bed and then just transforms back into human form.
Rosa sits up and has the covers held against her, and good morning, Lady Kasumi.
Good morning. And she stretches, yawns. Good morning.
I'm happy to see you accepted my offer. Let me get dressed. And she pulls the covers down. She's naked, and goes around, starts getting dressed. Sakari comes out of the other room, and she sees you standing there with her wife going into the other room, and is kind of... And she goes back out into the main room.
Meh.
And just meh.
Good story for later. Fuck it. Literally.
So, Zahn, you see Sakari come out, and she sees you sitting there, gives you a nod, and she starts busying herself with preparing breakfast and all. A few more minutes goes by. Kasumi and Rosa come out and join you in the living room. The rest of you, are you sleeping in? Are you rousing with the rest of them?
Do you have any
I'm
plans?
roused.
I am roused. Up and roused.
Just to re-clarify how the house is situated, all of our rooms are kind of on a porch facing the dock.
Yes.
All right. Brick will once again just sit on the dock messing with the contraption he's building in his arm.
Okay, so you're sitting out by some of the little rowboats that seem like they need repair, and you're kind of fiddling with yourself. Um, so the rest of yes, there are plants. They're not anything extravagant. They seem to be just like a shrub that was kind of plucked from outside and put in a pot. Like there's nothing really special about it.
Any of them? What am I going for? Do any of them look more exotic than the rest? Like, would Vanira know if one was more difficult to grow than the others?
You would know, and you would also know that none of these plants fit that criteria. They're very much a walking along the side of a path, plucked it out of the ground, put it in a pot.
Are there any flowers ready to blossom?
No flowers. They all seem to be more along the lines of ferns and smaller bushes. You get the sense from now that there's
Yep.
daylight in here and you see them bustling about. With their titles of wharf master, they don't appear to have too much time to really decorate and keep their place in a overly presentable fashion.
I would like to go sit down with Brick.
Okay. So you go and sit with Brick as he's tinkering. Is there anything you want to do, or are you just going to watch him?
No, just watch. Enjoy the quiet morning.
Okay. Pez, how about you?
Morning, Pez.
He's morning.
His eyes stuck to his tongue stuck to his eye.
Oh, God.
Well, Hamburger has a very interesting Pez-shaped dent in his feathers. Okay.
Wait a
well,
minute.
mhm.
Assuming you came out of their room.
What?
Yeah, I'm not crazy. You came out of their room.
She like sits up and like starts like petting her tail. I did.
I'm like, no, I'm just joking.
It has been a while since someone has offered to cuddle me, and I couldn't say no.
Well, you never offered. Or, I mean, asked.
Before I
I'm
forget,
not.
as you blurt out a harlot, you get a conveniently hard smack from Sakari as she's walking behind you and goes, "Oh, sorry."
Just kidding. God, I've done it before myself. A lot, actually. Just not here. It's kind of boring here.
You're
Not
by
here.
the water.
Not here. Sorry. No, the house and the place is lovely. I just kind of meant here as the country as a whole.
As you're all having these mild little discussions, Rosa has made a few plates of eggs. She looks to you all and says, "We appreciate that you're staying with us. We know you came on the train. It should probably be leaving here in the next hour or so, so we do not want to take your time too much. But if you come back, you are more than welcome anytime to stay with us. Also sad to say, we cannot stay long ourselves either. We have our jobs to do." And she looks at Sakari, who's giving her a kind of a sad little nod and kind of gestures outside. Do not worry, nothing to lock up. I hope your trip goes without fail and you are successful. And she looks like she's about to say something to you, Kasumi, but she kind of smiles, shuts her mouth, and follows Sakari out towards the docks.
Oh, they started walking out.
Yes, they were leaving to go and tend to their duties.
Okay, before they leave, she's gonna kind of scurry up to him and be like, "Before you go, I have something for you.
Oh.
And then she's going to reach into her pack and pull out a tiny little circle wooden fox medallion. And she's going to trace like a little heart on it and give it to her.
Rosa's eyes light up, and you can even see that Sakari is a mix between excitement and maybe just a smidge of jealousy. But Rosa takes it, she clasps it in both hands and gives you a very low bow. I will treasure this forever. You are my childhood hero. And
Keep it safe.
always. And then you've never really seen a woman of her age with quite such a pep in her step. Like, she seems damn ready to skip down towards the docks. And even Sakari gives her like a little bit of a squeeze. And then as they reach one end of the docks, they split off and go about their day to day. So you have a little over an hour before your train is to leave. What would you like to do? Well, don't all of you speak up at once.
Munch on some.
I was just gonna wiggle over to the train station and make sure our mounts are still there.
Okay. So, Paz, as you go and see to tending to the animals, you are just about at the station when you see a very familiar-looking cart sitting just off the road right outside of the station with a very large Fastieth and a Dimetrodon with a painted sail.
Well, don't you look familiar?
You do not see the merchant just yet, but it is most definitely his wagon.
I'm just gonna post up over there and wait for
I just realized I
everyone else,
haven't been
'cause
playing music like at all for this entire session, and I am so sorry.
How dare you?
how dare
We've had some fun interactions tonight, so it's been.
There have been some good interactions.
Definitely some interesting ones.
Listen, I was trying to be helpful, and you guys are just asses.
Hello, sir.
I guess as soon as I finish eating, I'm gonna go out and look for where Pez went.
Okay. Do the rest of you go along, or are you staying?
I'll just
I'm with Brick.
yeah, I'll look at Veneerans after I finish tinkering with little to no luck, and just look at her and say, anything you want to do today?
No, I think the train is leaving soon, so we should probably get to the train station.
Affirmative. And Brick will get up and kind of just wait for Veneer to lead the way.
It's the way. Boop, doop, doop.
Okay, so you all start heading back towards the train station, and soon enough, you see Pez standing around outside the familiar wagon of the merchant.
My
As
walk
Pez
is going to turn
Muppet arms
into
it.
my walk is going to turn into a ridiculously overpaced sprint.
So you all are a little bit behind Zahn. He's kind of walking, sort of lazily, just looking around, and then all of a sudden, just pew, he takes off. So you all see the wagon. You're heading towards the train station. What would you like to do?
Hey, look what I found.
Pez, you're my hero.
That's right.
Hold on a second, I gotta turn the music down a little bit. Oh wow, it's maxed out. Yeah, let's turn that down just a little bit. Much better. Pez! Has the merchant come out yet?
Mm.
Wait a minute, I need to find the door. I'm gonna go look for the door.
I'll look at
You're-
Venero.
Definitely looks like. Okay.
Brick's gonna look at Venero. Why did we call him again?
Zahn wanted me to call him.
Okay.
Okay, so Zahn, you go and find the door.
I'm gonna bang on it with extreme enthusiasm.
So you start banging on it, and then all of a sudden the door itself just sort of opens, and there's no one there, but all the lights are on inside. It's exactly as you remembered seeing it before. And back behind the counter, you see the merchant, and he looks up and goes, "Well, well, already ready to spend more money with me, huh?
Very possible.
Well, come on in."
I'm gonna stick my head out the door. Hey guys, I got oh god, words. Money to spend.
Y'all had me travel quite a ways. You were a bit tricky to track down after you called me.
Okay, so I do have a question before I do anything else here. How does the stone thingy work? Do you like follow the stone? Like when we call you, is it at the stone? It's very confusing.
He kind of looks at you and taps the side of his nose. Trade secret. Can't go giving away all my tips and tricks for free, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy that you didn't say you could smell me because that would have been really creepy. But that's awesome. And I totally understand that.
Strange little feller, ain't you?
Very much so, but I'm not from here, so you know. Yeah.
Well, you done called me all the way out here. What can I do you for?
And what do you want?
Mr. Merchant Guy, okay, I'm sorry. I got kind of lucky, and I was wondering, do you do trades of any sort?
Depends on the trade.
So I'm gonna yank out all the stuff that I grabbed off the shitty little shit, which is the... Sorry, I've got it here on the page. The Mariner's studded leather, the one that's... Yeah, Mariner's studded leather, the short bow of warning, and then the moon-touched short sword.
Okay. He kind of looks them over a little bit and he goes, "Feels like it weren't too long ago that I sold these to a little red-headed halfling."
What a coincidence. So, trying to find out your, oh god, I don't actually remember if I asked this. So your, weapons that you have over in that locker, I'm gonna eye the locker that I was at before
Sure.
drooling.
I'm assuming one
much-
of them done caught your eye.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out, could you tell me a little bit more about both of them? I wouldn't say quickly, but fast is probably a good thing. Unfortunately, they think the train's leaving here pretty soon.
There's more than two over there. Which ones you looking at?
Just the icy ones.
The icy ones. You're thinking about the great axe or the that there great sword?
Either or. Could you tell me about both?
Well, that great axe there hits quite a bit harder than your old razzle-dazzle battle axe. When you hit things with it, they get locked up in ice and kind of get stunned up for a whole turn. Or for a whole couple seconds.
Ooh. Okay. Sounds kind of awesome.
Let's see. That other one there, that big old greatsword, does a little bit of extra frosty damage and kind of covers you up in a bit of the frost, kind of helps protect you a bit.
Oh, I like that a lot. So, question, Mr. Merchant Man. Do you just like being called Merchant, or is there something else I should be calling you?
You can just call me Merchant or the Merchant.
I'll use the, because if I had a title, I would want it to be used too. So Mr. the Merchant, if
Don't
I were
make
to...
it weird. Just call me
Sorry.
Merchant.
Sorry, Merchant. So if I was to hand over these 3 items to you and pay you a little bit of gold, can I ask what you would ask for it?
Well, them two run about 2,500 apiece. Because they ain't no everyday kind of
No, very
magical
understandable.
items. I could knock off about, let's say, for all the armor, the bow, and that sword,
Mm-hmm.
make a persuasion check.
Oh, sure. Sorry, one second, I'll pull my page up. Persuasion. I mean, it's not bad.
I was there. You could use the lucky rabbit.
14. Not the greatest.
You can knock off, let's say, 650.
Oh. And you don't take installments, do you?
Payments? No.
Damn. Well,
Can I walk in the door?
Yep, the door's open. You can walk in.
Yeah, I'm walking.
I'm
Hey,
walking
Venera.
here.
I'm walking here. What are you buying now?
just see if I could buy a sword, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Did you knock it down anymore? For me?
I mean, I already took off a good 650 from what he's trying to sell back.
For me?
Kind of gives you a long, hard look. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, never mind. That that works.
With advantage?
With advantage.
Wait just a minute. Persuasion with advantage. Roll. Ooh. They both rolled a 15, so unnatural 20.
Kind of looks at you long and hard. He's staring right into your eyes. And he kind of raises his eyebrows for a second as he sees something. Yes. Y'all better be really good repeat customers, you hear me?
I'll come back every time I have money.
I mean, we still have the stone. That's not a one-time thing, is it?
Nah, the stone lasts as long as you keep it.
Where do I have it?
For you, and only 'cause of you,
Oh.
400 off.
So, I'm going to yank the axe that I just bought off my back. Can you throw this in too?
Y'all changing the deal now here.
Well, unfortunately, even with your very generous offer, I'm still a little short.
I mean, you getting any taller?
I don't think I get any taller than this.
How much you short by?
Oh,
If he's
Only thing-
selling that there axe,
I don't remember how much I bought it for, to be honest.
I'll buy that from you for another 250. I put you at
I'm doing
1200.
math. Yeah, I'm doing math with what I have in my inventory.
Is for me?
That there's my final offer. 1200 because of her and everything you're selling me.
Well, I'm 400 short, unfortunately, so I think I'm gonna have to pass for now.
Don't say that yet. You said that you would also offer some bulk discounts if we buy other things, right?
Most assuredly.
Well, I happened to see something very, very shiny, and well, I assume you know that people of my kind have a little bit of a soft spot for very, very shiny things, and that little jar of those flying lightning bugs is what I'm looking at. That looks kind of interesting to me. What's that do?
Trying to find it. There it is. That there casts light in about 30-foot radius, 60 total, but it kind of gets a little dark out at the edges. Essentially, uses the dancing light spell, more or less. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I don't really know how to roleplay this, but you can crack open or break the jar and release the glowing fireflies, which has the same effect as the dancing light spell. Lasts for 10 minutes, no concentration required. They disperse after 10 minutes unless you succeed on a DC 5 animal handling check to return them to the jar. Otherwise, it's basically just light in a jar.
How much for it?
That there's 50 gold.
Well, how's about this? I will offer you all what I have left because you really like that there weapon, and I will give you 459 gold on top of you giving us that there axe at your previous offer, and also that there jar of lightning bugs.
It's more than we need. I'm just 350 short.
So,
Oh, sorry.
how much are you giving the merchant? How much are you adding on to this?
459.
It's too much. We don't need 459.
It's just 350 for what I'm looking for, and then whatever you decide you want.
400. How about that? Because it's what, 50 for the jar of fireflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Sure.
400.
What are these friendship bands?
Sorry, let me find them.
That's fine. I have a couple to inquire about.
The heck was that?
Cyrene.
Oh, okay. like a dinosaur for a second, to be completely honest.
She's mad. Well, she has to go out.
Oh.
These
I'll look her
there
up.
friendship bands, when you put them on, you and the other person that get it gets a little bit of a bonus to their armor class.
How much
So
is
long
that?
as y'all stay within 30 feet of each other. It's 250.
Oh, goodness.
It's still not bad.
What about the bag of candy?
I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to ask about that.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Bag of candy.
Well, that there candy bag there is going to be 500 gold. Just saying that up front.
Even with the discount?
That one...
Even with my discount?
That there, while they look tasty, can be very unpredictable. I would like to caution you away from it unless you're really interested in it.
What about the spare keys?
Now them's are mighty helpful. 250. However, you get yourself 5 enchanted keys. Any lock you put those keys in, that key will fit that lock. However, it's one and done. That key gets put in, that key now belongs to that door. Cannot be used to open anything else. But you get a freebie on any door you want to get into.
That's actually really fucking cool.
How much was that?
Normally I'd say 250, but since y'all are wanting to do the fireflies, the sword, and potentially these, we'll knock it down to 150.
Oh wow.
And I'll even
Okay,
throw in
I'm
the Firefly jar for free.
I'll buy the keys.
So, you got the keys for 150. You got the jar of Fireflies for free. And
Woohoo!
Just Pez in the background. Yeah.
and Pez is helping Zahn with the sword. Okay.
How much? 400?
Well, no, it's the 350 because you didn't have to pay for the
Okay.
fireflies. So
Uh,
350.
Pez, put your cost to 300.
Oh.
Moving. 150. She's
Okay.
gonna take the keys and shake them.
I run instantly towards you.
They sound like keys.
You have a Pez attraction device.
Okay, there's that.
What?
Let's see. What? No, that's just my voice cracking.
Oh. I thought it was Pez making a noise at the keys.
No, that was me. I'm trying to send you guys those cards, and I was like,
That saved use of my desktop. These are really cool.
There you go. Okay. Now, apologies for eavesdropping a little bit, but it kind of sounds to me like y'all got a bit of a train to catch. So unless you want to buy something quick, fast, and in a hurry, I might suggest y'all skit.
Actually, those friendship bracelets, since we did buy all this, think you can knock it down a little bit more?
Y'all are bleeding me dry here now. Can't be giving
We can
away
come
all
back
my
for them.
stuff.
We can come back for them.
Yeah,
Alright.
Pez, I'll help you get
Get-
those at some point for whoever you want to use them for after we make some money after this.
I was gonna see if Hamburger here could use it as a little headband.
Oh
Finish
my
the band! Ah!
Oh my god.
We can come back for them. We gotta go.
I mean, that's actually kind of fucking perfect.
That's adorable as fuck.
That's really fucking adorable. Okay, but for the moment, you guys scurry off for the train.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all hustle
Oh.
up. You get on the train. Brick got into a fight with the doorway. So you all hop aboard. The conductor comes around, checks to make sure everything's loaded in as needed, and you all head on your way.
Um,
Can we take a break so I can peace out?
Yeah, this will be a good time to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 5 to 10, give or take. So go to the bathroom, grab yourself something to drink, and we'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
so
Hi,
As
hello, we
we're-
are back.
So as we're walking out of the merchant place, Zana's gonna grab Pez and Vanera and hug them very tightly. Thank you. Don't tell anybody I hugged you. But thank you. Okay. And yeah, to the
Caleb's
train.
not happy with her charge. Okay, so you all board the train, and soon enough, it starts to head off, and you are now continuing the next leg of your journey. So, as the train trundles along, out the right side of the train, you still see the Misty Peaks. You seem to be circling around it and heading back inland again. In very short order, the Gulf gives way to a very lush green delta. Pez, you would be aware that there are 4 rivers that exit the oasis. One that leads straight into the heart of the Misty Peaks, and the other 3 go straight towards where Owl Wharf is. So for the duration of this trek, which is only, let me see,
Oh my god, these fucking dogs.
It's only going to be 4 to 5 hours for this particular stretch,
That's not bad at all.
heading towards Shadow Hollow. So for most of the trip, on the right you see large mountainous peaks with eternal fog hovering around the base of it, and to your left is just some of the greenest areas that you've ever seen out on this side of the continent. Every now and then you'll see a flying creature or something darting through the brush. All sorts of creatures that you've seen before. So is there anything that you all would like to do while you're heading towards Shadow Hollow?
Do I need to attune to this weapon that I just got?
You do. But
I'm
you'll
good.
be on the train long enough to
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
account for the
Attune to
hour
it.
for that.
Oh, would you get your ice weapon?
Yeah.
You did.
Thanks to
There was
Veneer
much
and
dick
Pez's
sucking
aggressive.
and
Listen, I wasn't even the one doing it. It's impressive nonetheless.
Do I need to attune to this jar of fireflies so I don't eat them?
Do I need to attune to my keys?
Do I need to attune to it?
no and no.
I just picture Pez like licking the jar.
He's
It's
holding
like
the jar,
licks-
staring at it like attune, attune.
I am
It's
your
like-
master now.
Berry's fine. My berries?
My bellies.
What's the sound's been going around TikTok? It's like, so what do we do? Oh, we just wait here until Bebo shows up. Who's Bebo? Ah, Bebo! And he just reaches in and grabs one. Bye, Jam.
I have not seen that. You'll have to
Fucking
link that
no.
eventually.
Okay.
Fucking weirdo.
So, apart from Zahn attuning to his blade, Pez debating whether or not he's going to have a mid-train snack. Venera's playing with her keys. There's no attunement required for it. Jingle, jingle. Well, if there's nothing you all would like to do, then we can fast forward to your arrival at Shadow Hollow. So, as you've all become very accustomed, the train starts to slow down, the whistle is blown, and eventually the train comes to a stop, and the conductor hops out and says, "Shadow Hollow! All offload who wants to be offloaded!" And as he is saying this, you see a dwarven female. God, I need to keep up better. You see a dwarven female. She's much older in the face. She's got a fair bit of wrinkles, but her hair is still very, very bright red. It's short and curled, and it's shaved on the right side. She has tan skin, looks like she's used to being outdoors. She waddles up and pulls the conductor down and kind of motions for him to come and speak with her. There's a bit of a back and forth, and you see the conductor kind of run his hand through his hair and kind of shake his head. He goes, "All right, everyone off the train. We're going to be stuck here for a little while.
What?
Your rooms will be provided for you until we can get moving again. Any further questions? You can speak to the wharf master, Gabriella, here." And you see him kind of take his hat off and slap it against his leg, and he heads over to where a very familiar sort of room at the Dragon Railway stations to where the messenger is usually stationed. And he goes and he starts speaking with them. So, what are you all doing?
Are the dinos gonna have to be offloaded?
Yes, but as he had
is all
stated
for us,
before,
right?
that the lodging will be provided for this.
Find the wharf master?
Well, she is still standing there on the side of the rail station, kind of watching and directing as people are being offloaded, instructing where things need to go and kind of what needs to happen.
You guys want to go talk to her? You want me to talk to her? You want to all talk to her?
I'm a little bit curious as to why we're stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go talk then.
Okay, so you all walk up, and she seems a little curt and a little bit kind of scattered as she's kind of directing here, there, and everywhere. And she looks at you and goes, "Hi, yes, what can I do for you?"
Why'd we stop?
Bronto on the track got hit. The rest of the herd doesn't want anyone getting close to take care of it. Might be a few days before we can get anyone rolling through again.
There's a Bronto?
Aye.
How far up?
Is it dead?
If you got hit by a train, you'd be dead too.
I mean, it's a Bronto. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Nah, it's just a little wee bit past Trentonville on the way to Riverdale. Or whatever cross. Riverdale. God damn it.
So wait, if the train's next stop is Trentonville and the accident was after Trentonville, why did we stop here?
There's more than one train on the track.
Oh.
You're not the only choo-choo coming through here. And we don't have the
Learn something
equipment to
new.
turn you around either. Now, if you have no further questions, your rooms are provided. You're welcome to stay. If you need anything else, come find me. Otherwise, I have things to do.
Okay.
All right. She goes and starts bustling off to take care of her other tasks.
Oh, what do we want to do?
So where are we right now?
Shadow
If you
Hollow.
look at
Shadow Hollow.
the
I
map,
got it.
you're right here, just to the west of the oasis. At Shadow Hollow.
Is Shadow Hollow like separated, or is Oasis technically attached?
So actually, let me give you a better description. I got a little antsy in the pantsy. So Shadow Hollow is a small town, small in the sense that there is only one building, but this building is enormous. It spans the width of the Oasis's outlet to the delta. On the southern side is the Dragonfly rail station and the tavern and inn. On the northern side, if you were to take a look, is another structure that seems to be holding up the bit that's going across. The flyway, as you can see, is stenciled on the side of it, goes across the river, and there's docks underneath where the structure is being held up by 3 separate giant stone pillars. There are ladders and stairs that reach up along these posts to the underside of the building. And with that being said, let me swap this out so you can get a decent view. And I actually need to change the music again, because you ain't on a choo-choo no mores. And Pez, what were you asking before?
Oh, nothing. You answered it.
Oh.
Oh god, it's zoomed in so much.
As Buzzy did the same thing to me. Oh, damn. Wasn't that clever?
It's like that place in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we saw.
The River Cross or whatever.
Hmm.
Where it
No,
used to be.
that's further north.
Yeah, true.
So, you've all arrived. Your dinosaurs are being offloaded and stabled. What would you like to do?
Well, where were we originally heading?
Was it Trentonville?
As I look at Pez.
Trentonville.
So,
I mean, it said there could be a couple days. Is it going to be more?
yeah, well, it'll take longer us going there ourselves.
I don't know, Pez. You know this area better than we do.
How long would it take us to get there on mount?
Let me see. Looking at your map, you would know that you're a little over 100 miles away. So it would take you a good couple days if you consider that you're able to do... let me calculate real quick.
Math.
So if you were to walk, it would take you almost 4 days to get there.
That's
Even with the
Whereas
mount?
by train,
No.
it would only take you 4 hours.
We could be here a few days, so would it really matter in the long run?
She has a point.
True.
And who knows what adventure we can find on the way.
That is also true.
Mhm.
It might not be a bad idea to supply for a little bit of a camping trip. So we should probably stock up on a little bit, and I wouldn't mind going to see if there's any news or any new wanted posters around here for some of our quarry.
Hey, it's not a bad idea.
Okay.
The Walmart.
Walmart.
Super Center.
It's a superstore. Okay. So you all head towards the inn, which seems to be more or less the main entrance to this massive structure. You step inside, and it's a very spacious area with a winding staircase. It kind of zigzags back and forth, higher and higher and higher. Ooh, sorry, up into a landing that seems to be the door that goes across the riverway. As you go inside, you see the same dwarf standing behind the bar, getting a bunch of orders taken care of, and the plates seem to be lifting and moving along on their own to wherever they need to go. Pez, with your practice eye, you very quickly find yourself a bounty board, but you don't see anything new. It's the same old high-level bounties, the Duke, Lapis, and a few others that you are familiar with seeing that no one is stupid enough to go after on even a bad day, or even a good day for that matter. But nevertheless, their bounties are always posted for anyone that's willing to take the job.
Remind me again, are we just going after Lapis or are we going after someone else?
Lapis for now, because again we don't know where her crew is.
Okay, I thought we were going after someone else because the sheriff asked us to, but I guess I'm wrong.
Catch one, then you catch them all.
Okay.
Pokemon!
Well, or were you referring to what the marshal was saying to Pez in the last session?
Oh, did we not know about that? My bad.
I think it was just Pez that was there for that because you were touching Zon's butt. And he walked out because he wanted nothing to do with that.
So much regret.
That's why I'm using my out-of-character voice. You can tell, because it's my voice.
It's not the good one.
What are you talking about? It's the awesome one. Fuck you.
Okay, so the day is yours. What would you all like to do?
Camping supplies, please. We're on an adventure. North, east, no, northwest. That way.
Northeast, no west.
That way.
So you asked this of just a random patron, or
Sure. I don't know.
so there's a group of dwarves sitting at a table, and you kind of waddle up to them, and you kind of lick your eyeball and go, you ask them where you could buy camping supplies, and one of them is in the middle of taking a drink from a tankard, and he kind of belches a bit, and points at the stair, and goes, "You might want to check up there, and about 2/3 of the way down, you might find something there that's willing to catch your eye."
Thank you kindly.
Yeah. I follow.
Okay, so you all head up the stairs, and you open the door, and it's a really bizarre kind of sight. Think of like a food court, except it's all straight down, kind of arcs a little bit, but it's all stores and little shops and all.
So it's a Cabela's.
More or less, yeah. Except
There you
it's also strange. Every single section seems to be made of like a new design. When seen from the outside, the part that spans over the bridge, it looks like they took a bunch of houses, crammed them together, and then set them over the waterway. So as you're walking through, the floorboards change.
Oh, no, is this the first mall?
More
Shopping.
It's the Mall of America.
The Mall of Drago.
Oh,
So
I mean,
you head on down, you see shop after shop after shop, and eventually you do see what seems to be a bit of more along the lines of a general store where you could find blankets, clothing, things of that nature to prep yourselves for a trip. So what exactly is it that you're looking for? Because if memory serves,
Everyone should have had.
I think one of you bought the pocket campsite. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I did.
Kasumi did. So
I did.
then with that in mind, what is it that you are looking to purchase?
does the campsite have food and all that stuff too?
No.
I forgot I had
Good job.
that. I was like, didn't I buy something that could help with camping?
So maybe rations, because I know we have those little berry thingies for the dinosaurs.
The boba berries.
Boba, those ones. So we have those for the dinos.
Maybe like a week's worth of rations or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. It doesn't take you very long to find what you need. We'll say for a week's worth of rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say do a little math here.
Man.
Three silver.
1 copper.
1 copper.
Ugh. Sorry, now my nose is starting to itch.
God damn it, Rick.
Run you about 65 copper
Me too,
pieces for a
sorry.
week's worth of traveling rations.
65? That's not bad.
65 copper.
And that's per person, right?
Per person.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else I can get you?
65. Move.
Anybody think of anything else?
Well, I mean, seeing that we are in one of the best stores out here, the Catfish Experts store.
Also known as a play on Bass Pro Shop.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Maybe a fishing pole, because we are by some water. We could always do a little bit of fishing.
We could always take. We could just follow the shore to the next town. Think.
I'm actually not buying rations.
Oh, you sure? Like,
Well, I already have 10 rations because of my stuff that I
Rations do
took.
have?
I don't think I have this.
So I
We've
already
been
have-
very generously fed this entire
Yeah.
campaign.
we have been.
Very true.
We're not the fools and flagons. We're the foods and flagons.
Booties.
What's that show? Diners, dives, and
Drive-ins.
drive-ins. That's it.
Diners,
pretty awesome.
drives, and dragons.
In
It
dragons.
is all awesome.
Dungeons,
Oh.
diners, and dragons.
So,
Dungeons,
oh wait, no, they had
taverns,
this
and
right.
dragons.
Nim had some questions.
No.
Oh,
we're good.
We're good.
well now,
Oh.
I ain't got no fishing poles. I got the bait for them, but you're gonna have to go on down a little bit further ways to get you some fishing equipment.
Yeah, my legs are already tired, and I want to sit on my dino. So, bye.
Well, fine.
Damn.
We've been sitting. I'll go look for the damn fishing pole.
It is
'Cause I'm
not
gonna
hard
be
to
that-
find.
How much?
For which one?
Is there like a good, a bad, and the best? Good, bad, best. Bad, good, best?
That's a trick question. You see, that one there is not so good at getting deep water fishes, but it's really good for getting the shallow ones. This one's better for rivers. This one's good for what they call the fly fishing. So they're good and bad, but depends on what you want. This is a little gnome, by the way, and his hair is just.
Harmdinger!
Are we gonna be mostly on a river? Like, would we know, like, looking... I can't. Like, the map is zoomed in. So
Well, so are you all planning this because you're going to try to get it there on foot? Or on
Yeah.
Dino?
Yeah.
If you were to go as the raven flies, you would not stay near water, and it would be a little over 100 miles to get there. If you were to stay with the water, it would be closer to 150 miles. Because you'd have to follow the river and then the coast and then go up versus just straight to the town.
Nope, never mind, goodbye.
DM, as all of this is happening, Brick is super bored because he doesn't need to eat. And so he's just like scanning the area. Do I see anything interesting or eye-catching?
You see a lot of posters and kind of drawings in this one section that's all about, and as I was thinking of saying this, I fucking forgot it. Hold on. Sorry.
It's okay.
The Kaidas race. And it's a bunch of Fastieth dinosaurs with riders. And that is Keidas. And on the poster, you see the oasis with a path kind of drawn around it.
Is it just the name and then the picture? Like, is there anything else written on it?
So it says Kaidas Race 1449, which is the year. And then it's the oasis with the path around it. And on the bottom is the Fastieth riders, kind of, what's the word? Perspective. So they're bigger and then scaling down on the bottom part of the poster.
I don't know why I'm writing this down. I don't see it. Blah, blah, blah.
Father.
Yeah.
What is this?
Baz! What is this?
Ooh, now you did. You found something quite interesting that I know all about.
DM, what do I know about it?
Can I insight check Pez, see if he's full of shit?
No, because Pez is very familiar with this.
Oh,
the
okay.
Kaidas race is an annual race that takes an entire week. It starts in Rivercross and ends in Rivercross as the riders go all the way around the oasis on their Fastieth mounts.
And Fastieth, that's the thing that the merchant had pulling his thing, right?
Yes, but
Massive.
Pez would explain to you that it's about 6 times the size of a normal Fastieth. It is very, very, very incredibly abnormal.
It's big. One of my brothers was actually trying to get into that.
Is it fun?
Oh, the race. I thought you meant the dinosaur. Like, I don't know if I should ask about that.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, did he?
No.
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 Was he just not good enough?
No, he tried on his Gallimimus, but Gally is a little bit of a different beast than one of these here Fastius.
You would actually know that Gallimimuses are allowed for bigger contestants. Because with the
Well, that's
added
not-
weight, their speed sort of matches, more or less.
So think of never mind.
Well, there you go, Brick. See, Tesla's all about it.
It's a race. It's fun. It's very violent. It could be violent. I mean, it shouldn't be
Did
violent,
somebody say violence?
Oh God.
How do we enter?
but
We can't enter right now. We're
yeah,
on a mission.
we are kind of on a little
But-
bit of a deadline.
But violent race.
It's not that violent.
Listen,
There's
Brick.
it's not like shooting people.
Pez has the unfortunate duty to explain to you that you're about 4 months too late for this year's race.
Oh.
Just a little
Hey,
bit late.
you're the one that rolled the dice when we started the game. It's your fault.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah,
Aw.
we started on my birthday, so whenever he asked what our birthdays was, that's when the game started.
Gotcha. Well, do we want to go ahead and head out, or do we want to stay the night here?
From when you left, it is still early afternoon. It's only about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I say we head out.
In his sadness, Brick is just people watching now.
Do I find like a stand that sells like exotic food and buy something for Brick?
Define exotic food. Exotic for you?
Bread.
Bread?
Bread.
Technically, Brick hasn't had bread yet.
Bread.
I'll see if I can find bread and something that looks even weird by my standards.
Okay. Make a investigation check
Okay.
as I stall to think of what would be weird.
Are there any other like
Haggis.
Haggis.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a 13.
Haggis. Oh, I pulled something in my neck.
Haggis.
Ah! Look, when you go for haggis, you go hard, okay?
I know, that's why I had to like rev myself up. I guess.
Haggis. Okay,
While
sorry.
they're doing that,
Mhm.
are there any like what other stores do we see?
Okay, you make a perception check while I answer him. Zon, what'd you roll?
It's 13.
13? You're able to find bread fairly easily, and you're starting to think about what you could find for him that would be weird. But then you get bored, and you look in the little display, and there's a bear claw. And like, it's lumpy, it's brown, covered in sugar. Fuck it. You get that for him.
Okay.
Bear claw sounds
tasty.
amazing.
Yum.
What was that, Pez?
Bear claw sounds amazing right now.
I want a cinnamon
Not
roll.
gonna
Cinnamon
Aw.
roll.
I really want a cream puff.
Yeah, cream puff. So
Yeah,
what
cream
did what did you roll for your investigation?
18.
18. What was your question again? I've kind of.
What other stores are in this mall that we see?
You find quite a bit of everything.
I guess I'm looking for something more unusual and not something that's, pretty common that we see in every town.
Trinkets.
Well, this.
Yeah, like trinkets and odds and ends and bits and bobs.
Unfortunately, you don't find too many things like that. The only real unique thing, that you really find here is a bunch of souvenirs for the Kaitis race. Just because it's one of the main stops where a bunch of people can come and watch them as they pass over the bridge. So there's a bunch of little doodads, little like tiny toys of Fastiets and Gallimimuses and some of the other faster dinosaurs that are around.
Are there any magnets?
No.
No. I was like, Megan.
I am not
wanna
turning
try
him
to
into
find
Bender.
magnets.
Magnets, where are we gonna put Wait, is there a dinosaur store?
In what
Like-
aspect?
Like a Petco.
Oh,
Dinoco?
Dinoco.
Paleo
Yeah, you can.
Paleo Co. Paleo Smart.
Rat smart.
Yes,
You're
you.
Smart.
There you go.
Okay, so
No,
Pez, you're
might be fun.
still fairly quiet for people on stream. If you can boost your
I am.
audio a bit. Yes, you are able to find various shops that sell this and that for dinosaurs. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Bandana.
A bandana for your iguanodon?
Yes.
It's easy enough to find a bolt of cloth that you can make do with. Is you looking for a particular design, or like are you going stars and stripes? Are you doing a bunch of like pink polka dots?
My favorite iguana. On.
I didn't think this through. I didn't think there'd be one.
What you get? You put me on the spot. I put you on the spot. Suck it up.
Buttercup.
Get that blue one.
Trying to think of what would complement his colors.
Well, he's green.
While you're thinking,
Okay, thank you.
Zach, pick a dice to see if I like bear claws and bread.
Blue for the bread, and we'll do the
I assume you
orange.
think this one.
Yeah, that's blue, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
green, but it's just the light. It's fine.
It's
And
blue.
an orange for the bear claw.
Now you're gonna tell me that that's actually purple. You fucking numbnuts.
Fuck you.
Colors
Well,
are
no, I'm talking to
hard.
him because of his
Oh, okay.
bad lighting.
Bread.
Bread.
Nope.
Oh,
Doesn't
you
like
don't
bread.
bread? No!
You might not like bear claws.
He does like bear claws.
bear claws is made of bread.
That makes no
It doesn't make any
sense!
sense
But
at
it's
all.
bread
It's the
plus
sugar.
It's the sugar.
God.
I think he doesn't like boring foods.
He just like he bites into bread like.
And now it's just wet, soggy bread.
Actually, it wouldn't be
This
wet and
wet?
soggy.
This is mouth wet. What is
It would just be crushed.
Well, that's true.
He took the bite of the bear claw.
Tortilla.
I would like a honeycomb design.
Okay.
Oh.
That'll take you a little bit longer to find. You have to kind of dig through the back of some of the things, but you find a bit that's at the very, very, very back that you can use.
And I would like a matching halter or bridle.
I don't know. What
Thing.
either of those
Call
are.
yourself a horse girl.
The proprietor kind of looks at you and looks at what you chose.
Well, maybe
and
not
says,
honeycomb, like pattern on it, but something that matches. Like a
Well,
yellow.
for an iguanodon?
Yeah.
Sad to say, I'm fresh out. I can make one custom for you. Take a couple days, but I don't just
Oh.
have all colors sitting around for all sorts.
That's okay. I'll just take the bandana.
All right, that'll be she starts kind of like counting on her fingers. For that, save 40 copper.
Copper, remove. Do I see any hats?
Oh,
Dinosaur-sized
Little-
hats.
Little hats?
There are people-sized hats, which
Little
compared to a dinosaur would be little.
hats? Little hamburger size hats?
Oh, now I understand.
You have a hat for this.
You holding him hamburger style too?
Hamburger.
Oh, inverted hamburger. Got it. You don't see a hat in his size, unfortunately. There are some smaller children hats, but not quite the size to fit him without just dunking his head into it.
Have a little bow tie. The one with little strings.
Oh, like a
What
bolo?
about the
A little
propane and
bolo
propane?
tie.
You know what?
Dinos
You
and
can find a
dinosaurs.
bolo tie, and it's got the little symbol of a Fastieth on it from the races.
Okay, I will buy
That
a little
bolo
bolo
there,
tie.
we'll call you 1 silver.
1 silver. Okay. 1 silver. And then, what is your most obnoxious bandana?
Kind of puts hands on her hips and goes, "Don't have a single obnoxious one out here. Don't like what you're implying."
No, no, I love them all. This is for someone who's never had a bandana before. And so I need one that looks absolutely ridiculous. In a good way. But ridiculous.
Flamboyant.
Flamboyant, yes.
Got a bright pink.
Okay, that works.
Is this for dinosaur size or little size?
Bigger than me, but smaller than a dino.
It's only now that I'm putting 2 and 2 together what's happening here, and I love it.
I'm really confused, but interesting to see what happens.
Well, look who's shaking their head.
Oh no! Yes, by 7.
The pink one works.
Well, now it's kind of a do-it-yourself sort of deal. So you buy the cloth and you tie it how you want. So,
That's fine.
all right, we'll just do 10 copper for that one then for person size.
I'm just gonna give her a silver for all of their trouble.
Well, thank you kindly.
Okay, bye.
She kind of comps you. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna stuff the bow tie and
Stuff the boat.
stuff the boat, the honeycomb bandana in my bag, and then I'm gonna take the fabric of the hot pink, kind of triangular it. Brick!
He's
What
got
are
the
you
bear.
eating?
Well,
Boba.
You say a bear claw?
yeah, I bought him a bear claw.
Do you like it?
He doesn't like bread though. It makes no
What?
fucking sense.
That makes no sense.
Bread
I
is
know!
no good.
I got you something. I need you to close your eyes. Wait, does he not have eyelids? Wait.
Nope. He
Wait, oh.
can't blink.
Oh. I need you to bend down. I'm just gonna like whoop it over and then tie it in the front so that it flows back
Like a tiny cape.
like a tiny cake.
So wait,
Like,
is
you
it
know how
on
you
his
have
head or around
bandanas
his
in the
neck?
front. It's around his neck.
Oh, okay.
You know how sometimes they have the bandanas hang in the back? Well, this one just hang in the back.
Yeah, what
In
it
the
hangs
front.
down to the back, and then this time it's gonna be in the front.
Yeah, well, she puts it on so that she can tie the knot, and then she kind of twist, and she floofs it in the front. Pats it down. What done? There you go.
With my eyes.
Yes, you can open your eyes. It suits you.
Now you ain't naked.
What do you say,
Thank you.
Rick? Here you go.
That's a good color on you, Brick.
Oh yes, it brings out the color of your eyes.
You don't even know what color my eyes are, do you?
I don't even know what color your fucking eyes are. I can't remember.
Oh, y'all colorblind.
Hey,
Look into my
Ah, I was right.
eyes.
blue.
Yeah, it's blue.
Look at his mini.
Yes, it brings out the color of your eyes.
Oh, I forgot we could just go and look at his mini.
It's
Now you have to
cheating.
remake your mini with a bandana.
Excuse me, Brick Zon son. You will do as you are told.
Oh no.
That's Father.
Okay, so any
Yeah,
other
and Brick,
shopping you
just
would
as
like
a side
to do?
note, Brick has no concept of
Fashion.
what
Fashion.
well fashion or like gender norms. So he's just like, oh, it's pink. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Pink
you
is
also
a color.
just
Do you even know
stayed
what
the night
pink
with
is?
a lesbian couple, so I mean, come on.
Fair enough.
I think it looks dashing on you.
What is dashing? Like
You look
running?
nice.
Vanira, did you paint your iguanodon pink?
It's FF beef. Don't worry about it.
Just curious. Okay. Is there anything else you all would like to do, or what's the plan? What are we doing? And by we, I mean you.
We're heading off.
Enough. Going on a trip with our dinosaur ships.
Zooming through the sand.
Okay, so
Don't want this to end.
Yay! Rhymes.
I was trying.
okay, so you all get your shopping done. You head down, gather up your mounts.
And then on.
You go and take a moment to let the conductor know that you will not be staying for the rest of the journey, so
Later,
not to look
losers.
for you. Ooh. Okay. So let's see. You've got the Allosaurus, the Iguanodon, and the one Deinonychus that Zahn has. So,
Oh, that's right.
what's the marching order? Who's on what?
Can the Iguanodon only take one?
The Allosaurus and the Iguanodon can take more than one.
I think me and Pez are usually on the Allosaur, right?
Stop, child.
Okay.
Well,
So
if
then,
Kasumi is in fox form, it'd be easier.
Kasumi looks very hesitant to get on the dinosaur. Any of the dinosaurs. Like she is keeping a wide berth from these creatures.
Sumi,
Oh,
come on.
no.
I'll cuddle you the whole time.
You don't.
The Deinonychus can't carry two.
You carry me and a tiny fox about the size of my foot, yes.
But she's not that small.
Oh. Don't like that.
Would you feel more comfortable knowing their intentions?
How would you know that?
It just doesn't feel natural to be anywhere near these things, let alone to ride on their back.
I'm a rabbit riding a Deinonychus. What seems natural about this?
None of it.
Exactly. So your
I'm an
logic makes
invention that was born 9 days ago.
Yeah. So part of any of this seems normal to you.
Stop.
I'm related to these things.
Yeah, and he's related to them. It's probably his third cousin he's riding.
So they're not
Please don't ride
violent,
with us.
right?
You're asking the fluffy bunny who's riding a killing machine if it's going to eat me.
Mine eats plants. You can ride with me.
Yeah.
Ride with her.
Okay.
I make room on the saddle. You want front or do you want back?
Someone preferably that I can hold on to.
Back.
Then back.
Okay, she's gonna shapeshift into fox form and just like very hesitantly, like it's like she's gonna jump and she's like,
That kind of like.
You
Okay.
see her riding the iguanodon with Vanira, just the little teeny fox paws. Oh my god, it's so scary!
she's very like
No.
she's clung to the back of this thing, like.
Okay. Well, on
Picturing
the
like
back
a
of the
little-
Iguanodon, there's it's its saddle and the provisions that are on it, there's plenty of room for you to find a place where, even in, especially in fox form, that you would not be able to accidentally roll off or anything.
Stop.
Okay. She's like scooted up all the way to Venera's back. And she's like very cautiously looking around at this thing.
Okay, so you all are mounted up. You head off. You cross over the bridge. There's no need to fear of a train coming by. So you get across it with no trouble. And you're traveling as the crow flies?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Let's do it.
Okay. So it slows you up just a little bit because you are traveling through quite a bit of greenery for the first little bit because you're so close to the water and everything's
Stop
all...
trying to eat while we're walking. Go.
This is all. I just realized this is also the first time Brick has seen this much green, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you would have seen quite a bit of it on the right end to the Shadow Hollow area.
I think he was
It's
really
up
paying
close.
attention.
Oh,
Yes,
now
no,
he
I
is
think he
fair.
also means up close.
So, let's see. You travel for a good couple of hours, and it's just starting to get dark as you reach the edge of where most of the greenery is. You start to see more of the shrubbery disappearing. The trees are no longer there. There's just scrub grass and rocks and all sorts of things like that as it becomes more of a savanna, just flat for about as far as the eye can see. The sun is dipping kind of low. Do you want to bed down for the night, or do you want to keep on moving?
It's bed. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I
We
hear
should
you
probably
guys
bed down.
clickety clacking in
Don't worry about it.
tabletop.
Tim's doing it. It's all his
Not-
fault.
No.
I'm trying to find what the fuck you guys are doing, but I don't see
Don't worry about it.
anything. Okay. So, you all decide to camp at the edge of the tree line for the night?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Um,
I will take first watch.
okay. Are you using the portable campsite?
Yep. I'm going to toss it, tell everyone to get back, and then toss it out.
Oh, Mr. President.
I'm trying to remember. I just saved it. So, is there a magic word? Open sesame. Oh no, I have to press the rune on the back.
This is open sesame, throws it on the ground, and nothing fucking happens.
Like
You
the
know,
scene in
to be honest,
oh, what was the scene in Spy Kids 2 where they have the portable campsite, they throw it on the ground and nothing happens?
Oh, because
Right.
the energy
Yeah.
killed it.
to
Yeah.
be honest, that's what I picture. Like she tries to just toss it out and like say open and nothing happens. And then she ruffles through her papers and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go push the button." So she goes and she touches the rune and then she's like sprints away from it.
So you touch the rune on the back, and there's a bit of a and you see one large tent, two small tents, and a campfire with wooden chairs sitting around it just spring out of the pouch and just auto-assemble themselves.
Wow, that's just
Ooh.
Raft.
The entire campsite is protected by an immobile dome of force, as if the spell Liamin's tiny hut has been cast around it.
Tiny hut.
So, as Kasumi is pressing the rune, in the back of her mind, she is thinking about who is allowed inside of it. That can be all of you, your mounts, and so forth. The campsite and the dome last for 8 hours, and once it's been used, it cannot be used again until dusk. So, the campsite is there. The fire pit is ready, needs to be lit, but at least one of you can figure that out, whether by magic or using a flint and tinder.
I have a tinderbox.
And with that being said, Vanera, you said that you were going to take first watch?
Yes.
Okay.
So, just so I have this straight in my head, how many watches do we need to take? And for how long are those watches?
Generally speaking, you would do 3 watches. The first, middle, and last. And whoever's on the last one would essentially wake everyone else up, and then you would go.
Okay, and since I only have to rest 6 hours, can I take 2 watches or just the one?
8 hours.
For the sake of keeping things in line, I would say that you would still only take 1 watch.
Maybe the
But-
last one though.
Well, whichever watch you want to take is the one that you take, but from then on, one of the sections you would have to sleep, and the other one would be just more of like a short rest. You have to sit there and just kind of do nothing and just kind of recuperate. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more to try to figure it out in my head how best that's gonna work.
Okay. Like I can read it to you. It just says when you take a long rest, must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state rather than sleeping. In this state, you appear inert, but it doesn't render you unconscious. You can see and hear as normal.
So you'd be up for one of the watches. Sorry, one and a half of the watches. So if you sleep the first bit, then you would wake up in the middle of second watch, and then you could be up for the third watch, as an example.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay, so you're sleeping through the first watch, which Vanira is taking.
Yes, I would like to cast Druidcraft on the campfire.
And
I instantly light it.
Oh, I was going to say, you turn it into a tree? What are you doing?
It's a cantrip. It instantly lights.
Well, the only reason I ask is the last, 80 times you've used Druidcraft, you'd made a little flower sprout in your hand, so I was like, okay, how does that accomplish anything?
Way about. Leave me in my
burning bush
fire
appears. Where is
flower.
Moses?
The fire flower. Pluck a petal, throw it. Woof!
It's a Mario fire flower.
Okay, so who's going to be taking the other watches?
Third.
It takes
Okay.
second. Yes.
Well,
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I won't need to. Never mind. I'll sleep.
You're going to sleep the full...
Well, yeah.
Oh.
If somebody's got that and Brick's got the third, yeah, no reason for me to.
Okay, Zon's taking 0. Kasumi, which are you? Are you sleeping throughout the whole thing as well, or?
I can take the second watch.
Right, so
Okay.
Pez, you're with me on the third watch?
Mhm.
Okay.
Brick is 2.5 to 3. Okay. So, Vanira, roll a perception check, please. For thine first watch.
7.
Ooh.
Good.
You were heavily weirded out once again. It's been a while since you guys have been out and about in the wilderness and not in your own separate rooms. So you're really distracted by the fact that Brick is just sort of
There?
there and just kind of staring off into the distance. His eyes are dimmer, but he definitely still seems to be quasi-present. It's really, really distracting. So you don't see too terribly much, but there's nothing that really strikes you as odd other than him. So, the first watch comes to a close. Kasumi? Perception
All
check,
right.
please, my dear.
Let's see what I get. That's a 17.
A 17. The night is filled with many noises. Some you're familiar with, some you're not. A fair bit of them are coming from behind you in the tree line, but none of them seem to get much closer. It's coming towards the end of your shift, right around the time that Brick's eyes light up fully, that you hear a deep, deep bellow from far out into the pitch black night in the direction that you were heading. Like the
Nice.
kind that makes your butt vibrate, kind of rattle.
So it's like nowhere close to us, though, right? It's in the distance.
Correct.
Okay. So
Um,
do I notice you waking up at all, Brick?
Not subtle about it. It's like, do you know the yeah, the scene from some of the Iron Man movies where all the plates move and stuff on the Iron Man suit? That's kind of what it looks like as I'm waking up.
Mitchell. Continue. I just needed Mitchell.
Okay. So if she notices you waking up, then she's just gonna be like, she's gonna try to forewarn you about the sound.
Did I hear it as I was waking up?
You were in your boot up process when this happened.
Would it have...
Make a perception check for me, both of you.
Okay.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Ooh, come on.
That's woken up now.
I also totally forgot to change the fucking audio again. God damn it. Because I have the...
Three.
But it's cute with the little crickets and the chirpy, chirpy, chirp. Sorry, what was it?
3.
3. So you're telling him about this, and he says, well, what did it sound like? And you go, well... And then you try to mimic the noise, and you don't quite nail it. But it's at that same time as you're making the noise that Brick hears a much fainter version of it. Not quite as deep and rumbly, but it is still very much out in the distance.
Would it be anything in my databanks?
Not that you've encountered yet.
Oh. Interesting.
It sounds far away.
I don't recognize it, so fair chance not anything of the arcane variety. More of a natural species.
That's a little more terrifying to me.
In a way, yes.
She's just gonna start looking back and forth, like, just like, is this time yet?
Okay, hear Ren snoring in his sleep.
you're-
No, not raising her hand. Go away.
Okay, so your watch eventually comes to a close. As you bed down, Brick walks over and shakes Pez awake so that they can have their shared watch.
Oh God, no, not now. Oh, it was my turn? Oh, okay.
As Pez wakes up, Hamburger also wakes up. Does a big ol' stretch, kind of ruffles his feathers a little bit.
Got his bow tie.
Did you put it on him, or did you forget to give it to him?
I forgot.
Okay, well, you're asleep and he is bowless.
I know. Life is ruined.
So Hamburger follows Pez over to wherever you're going to sit and take watch, and he'll curl up beside you and do his damnedest to stay awake, but eventually Hamburger can't quite make it and falls asleep around your feet.
Link up around his shoulders, around Brick's shoulders.
You put Hamburger around Brick's shoulders?
Just
Okay, so
We're just setting things on Brick.
Wonderful, darling. Wonderful.
I either need both of you to roll perception or give one or the other advantage.
I think you probably have a better perception, so I'll give you advantage.
I do. And this is one of the few times where I take my hat off.
Oh yeah,
There's reasons.
and you would see
What do
his
I see
eyes.
when he takes his hat
Actually,
off?
do kobolds' eyes like when it gets dark, or do they stay slits? I don't remember.
I mean, if he's reptilian, then yes, they would get bigger to take in more light.
Well, even at advantage.
Atticus, do your eyes get bigger?
Well, the people does.
Yeah.
Same thing with a
No,
cat.
no, the whole eye just. Sorry, what was the roll?
7. With
7.
advantage. Yeah.
At advantage?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Well, so far as you know, nothing else comes around. Nothing else makes that noise again.
I'm very distracted, trying not to move for the feathery thing on my shoulder.
So Brig is distracted, trying not to disturb Hamburger. And the night more or less goes without much issue. Nothing seems to disturb you. The sounds start to quiet down. Even the crickets stop making any noise. And eventually, the sun starts to peak up over top of the Dragonfire Mountains, miles and miles and miles in the distance. Sunlight hits you all. You wake up. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Nah.
Waiting
Yeah.
for
Holding my
it.
sword. I'm listening. No.
All right.
Well, thank you everybody for being here. Hope you enjoyed. It's about to get interesting. I'll leave it
Oh
at that.
God.
Don't say
Yay.
Again, I had plans that I thought you would do, and you didn't do it, so I'm actually kind of excited because I had contingencies, but we've been going for almost 3.5 hours, so I felt like that was a decent spot to end before things got fun.
Before we moved on to the second half, it's another 3.5 hours.
Yes. Precisely.
Dawn of the second day on the dinosaurs.
So,
Dinotopia.
questions, comments, concerns?
So what do we do to get Pez a fanny pack with an egg?
With an egg.
With an
for
egg.
what?
A
Well-
dinosaur egg. We need to get him a fanny pack. Pez needs to be a grandmother.
Grandmother?
How does that work? Skip
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm the
Shut up,
DM. I'm
Pez.
supposed to worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Well, then fine.
Get
No.
me out of this.
Yeah,
No.
prepare for it.
It'll be the
Oh
best
my
gam
God.
gam ever.
Say gam gam.
Mention that one.
You dumbass.
That's how Pez would say it.
Gam
That is
gam.
very true. I would argue that she'd probably be correct in that aspect.
What do you mean, probably?
But nothing's ever for sure.
What? But Pez is him. He would know. There's no
Anyway.
probably.
I don't know. Could
Well,
be wrong.
In any case,
Didn't say the magic
Oh,
word.
didn't say the magic word.
thank you for watching. If you haven't already, we have a new Discord from the one that we had before. That's where we are posting when we're going to be going live. And we pop in there every now and then, kind of chat. Actually, it was picking up quite a bit these last couple weeks with Martyr and Zammy. It's been a lot of fun. So join in there, chat with us. That's where we post the announcements and the links when we go live and everything. I'm repeating myself now. We do play every other week, so we'll be taking off this next week, and then we'll be back the week after that. As a bit of a heads up, it is getting close to football season for me, so that may kind of conflict with... We normally play on Friday, so that's not really a problem, but it could cause some potential delays as things progress. So just to kind of be ready for that potential eventuality. So if no one else has anything, then gonna end it for tonight. So good night. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.